sun is rising over the tall outer walls, and the long shadows are cast, and there's a chill in the air, especially like when everything here seems to be made of stone largely. But yeah, it is morning. You are of varying degrees of rested. What would you like to do?
Okay, we need to think about this sensibly. If there's creatures here, beings, they're patrolling, that makes this somewhat more complicated, I guess.
So far, the only thing we've seen is the bug demon thing, right?
Yeah, the patrolling, and then like the little skittering additions, I think, going around as well.
To be honest, first and foremost, we really need to know the lay of the land in the area. We know we've got basically a city environment. It's mostly abandoned, but aside from that...
Oh, do we have a way of getting in the air more subtly than myself to get a bird's eye view? I know there's some...
Last time we played, there was a tall building nearby, relatively nearby. How far away was that? If Civlet will sort of go and stick a head near the window and kind of look around, trying to find any taller buildings.
So it's difficult from here because it is largely just a kind of down a side alley at the moment. There's no obvious visibility because there is another wall, maybe 10 feet the other side of you. Looking up and down, nothing that really stands out in the immediacy. There is... you do remember seeing closer to the main sort of carriageway that you saw when you first encountered. There was a larger building, maybe a few hundred meters down from the entrance, that seemed to be not necessarily taller, but certainly just... no, it probably would be actually taller. Only by kind of the first floor or so. A large building that seemed to be kind of like a building of stature, so like a library or a community hall, that kind of thing. Something that identified itself differently to the kind of rows of shop fronts and housing that you've encountered here. If you want to get out and look on the main street, you can, and then give me an investigation check. But otherwise, it's about as much as you can get from here. The visibility is not great.
Well, it shouldn't be too difficult to stick the side alleys and such like.
Yeah. You're
My main concern is that we eventually do need to travel to that tower in the middle because that's clearly the focus of our endeavours. However, as I'm sure you can all see, there are large swathes of blue fire in between that even I don't feel that confident in. We need to ascertain how we are to traverse through the various bowls, rings of the city before we can go much further than this particular district, I imagine.
Agreed.
Yes. What do you think, Chris? Are we looking for some kind of like control room or something like that, like with the mechanism that brought us up here?
Perhaps. I believe also. I do believe that they aren't supposed to be misaligned. I don't believe that fire is supposed to be there, or those flames are not supposed to be there. You would. Please back me up on this. It does. I don't think they're supposed to be there.
You would. I forgot about him, Mr. Greyskin.
He's fully awake and fully flesh-like, seemingly normal. Seems rather generally unfazed, as best you can tell.
Okay.
Now?
Yeah.
Not earlier. I think perhaps attending the some kind of building of, like, if there is a local like town hall or library, or maybe a good first port, because it may inform us if they may have local information. But yes, I think our first thing needs to be to figure out if those flames are traversable. I mean, they may just be an aesthetic, or they could be fire, or they could be something else. Who knows?
Indeed.
So certainly, this is not native to the standard design that I've seen of the city. It seems somewhat odd.
Could it be to do with the devil entities that they have here? Could it be their doing, maybe?
I'm not entirely sure what they're capable of, but certainly this seems beyond them alone. I've only ever seen the city whole, as it were.
Agreed. Well, something has to be fueling them. You don't get fire without anything fueling it. So something has to be supplying it with the necessary ingredients to continue. So perhaps
this leaves us with 3 objectives then. Find somewhere to look over the area. Find out how to get past or to shut off the barrier. Make our way into the next area without being spotted.
The scouting first. Like you said, so we get our lay of the land, and then we can make our next call from there.
As loath as civil it is to say this, Tarek, would it be worth Kivik and I removing armor?
They are quite noisy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we are trying to be subtle.
Doesn't it take you a great deal of time to put it back on, though? There's a lot of
It's not easy.
pieces.
However, the name of the game right now is stealth.
Agreed. I just don't want you to
Certainly
get...
make it easier to go unseen. Tell you how much. Depends. How stealthy do you think you can be without it?
I'll be honest. It's not my forte.
Ditto.
Not used to sneaky moves like that. I'm used to just being the distraction more than anything else. But we don't want to suddenly be surrounded by an army of these buggers.
I'd assume since we've just sort of finished a long rest, we've doffed the armor to rest.
I would assume so.
Usually.
Sure, yeah, if you would normally. Yeah.
In that case.
Well, in the mist, you haven't been doing that, but yeah, we're not in the mist anymore.
Yeah, and if we sat there, because Sivlet and Cruz were playing Dragon Chess before.
Down, but definitely at least part of it comes off.
Yeah,
sure. Okay.
You can't be sitting there playing Dragon Chess with a helmet on. You can't see the pieces.
You only won because it's half blind. Yeah, okay. So let's gonna just have a attempt at being sneaky without his armor on.
Just sneak from one of the room to the other.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, go for it. Roll stealth. You go. So Civic goes to one end of the room. Kind of goes behind the door. Yeah. You kind of take a step, and you find the one part where the floor of this platform, like the stairs, is that bit too brittle and decrepit. And you just go, your foot just plummets through, sending a shower of stone and dust down to the floor below you.
I think this, for you and I, honestly, I think this goes beyond just what we wear. It's just we're not used to these movements.
Yeah.
An alternative suggestion, if I may. Obviously, Tarek, you see and hear things like no one's business. If Civet and I fuck up, you inform us, and then whatever comes around the corner, we dispose of very quickly. And I'm speaking, as brutal as it might sound, hide behind something, all of us pile on, destroy them, and then hide quickly. I think that's the level of stealth that we're going to be at. I don't think we're going to be able to move quietly. But
well, it's only going to be an issue if we come across one of them patrols, you see.
Exactly. So maybe if we can find one of those areas, so say, because I know Tarek, you're particularly good at climbing, if you're able to climb up, say, one of the towers and then get a good look. I remember seeing it in a play called The Queen of Assassins. You could then get a lay of the land and then see everything around you, including like whereabouts the patrols might be. Because if last night was anything to tell us, they are following these similar patterns, aren't they? They have these specific areas that they patrol. So maybe that
they didn't come out of the main streets, so that's something at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it not be... We don't know how they can communicate, though. What if, even if we take them out quickly, I mean, our methods of dispatching our enemies are not exactly subtle, And how do we know that we're not going to draw more? They can communicate long distance or telepathically. So even if we take them out within a millisecond, they've already passed the message on, and more will come in.
I mean, that may
We'll
happen.
just have to move faster than they can reinforce themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're just patrolling and the patrols are as infrequent as they seem to be, I don't know many creatures that can talk those great distances, or at the very least, they must be doing patrols of the city. If it's one large circle, it would take them 20 minutes to arrive as reinforcements, presumably.
Unless they're in a rush, but I take your point.
We need to be prepared for what might happen. We know our strengths, we know our weaknesses. Whatever happens, we deal with it there and then. Tarek, you're absolutely right. Back alleys are best. That's going to avoid most of their patrols.
I'll get as closest to the fire thing you're talking about anyway.
I believe perhaps, simply, didn't you say there was a building of some importance nearby, or at least appears to be? Perhaps that might be a good place to start. There may be information there about the routes that should exist, and then that at least gives us something to work with. If we know what should be there, and if it's not, then
give us better sight at least, I guess.
Make our way there then.
Okay.
If Tarek takes just a quick look out the second story window again, is there further alleyways that seem to head towards the center or?
Yes, yeah, but best you can tell. So you can look down kind of the long way towards where the center of the city is, and as I mentioned, the layout is largely block-like, like an American city. It's been kind of officially designed. You see there's kind of like 3 blocks worth of houses, and then kind of a wider causeway that goes through, and then it's sort of shifted off kilter, so you don't have a straight line all the way down, but it looks like more of the same the other side of that road. So you haven't got a huge amount of visibility from here, but certainly off the top of your head, looking at what's going on, it looks like the layout would make sense to do so. Yes.
Yeah, we'll start over there, and he just points out the window.
Follow your lead, Tarek.
I have a small personal thing to achieve before we leave. Whilst you are doing your armour and whatever downstairs, if I can just have a moment of privacy, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, you okay?
Oh, yes. I just want to talk to my dad, and I just don't want to do it in front of all of you, that's all.
Okay.
Well, assuming he should have received it by now, so I'm hoping I can speak to him.
Just shout if you need anything. Well, don't shout too loud, that'd be weird. I'll give away our position.
Okay.
Right, gentlemen.
Yep. Head off and suit up in another room.
Whilst they're starting to, Cruiser's going to pull out the sending stone, and she wants to see if she can feel if anybody's on the other end. It says it says the target's about if no creature bears the other stone, you know. So can she tell if anyone has it? I don't think you can tell who has it, but can she tell if someone's holding it right now?
Yeah, let's have a brief
Or
look.
bears. It says if they bear the other stone. I don't know what.
Rawr.
The target is bearer of the other stone. If no one, yeah. So, yeah, you hold the sending stone, your half of the sending stone in one hand, and you feel there is some kind of connection to the other end.
I think she doesn't know who it is. Oh, it was Alex for a second. I was like, what? Okay, she's just gonna like look around to see if anyone's like nearby, and then sort of shifty over and just sort of hold it, and hoping it's her dad and not some random courier who's just gonna be like, what the fuck are you on about? She's gonna sort of talk into it and say, so I wrote it out. I want to make sure it's exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, you got the
9,
advantage
10,
of
11, 12,
counting,
13,
Jesus.
14, 15, 16, 17.
Just going to point out how awkward it would be if, like, you were the random courier, you weren't told what you were carrying. You just got a message saying, "Hello, Daddy."
They absolutely have official lines they respond with that are exactly 25 words. That's
it's just like the person who I'm trying to reach is not here.
It's just going back to the prank answer calls. Steve's crematorium. You kill him, we grill him.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes. So she's gonna cast it. I'm trying to do this now. Practices. I don't know if this is gonna go out. Inside Abaeterno, fixing mists. I'm scared, missing your guidance and hugs. Eternians had such power, but corrupted. Be careful with your work. Love bites back.
Who are?
There is a moment's pause.
Sorry, perception check.
Before.
Don't hopefully Whistle can listen.
Oh god, now I've got to count fucking words. Jesus.
Sorry.
I'm doing this shit on the fly. Before a response comes back. Hello, Bright Spark. I wondered who this was from. Nice to hear from you. You'll be alright, Petal. You do what you do best. I'll be here when you get back.
Yeah, she's just going to be like grinning and just kind of try and get down from upstairs with it. And he's skipping her step. Try not to fall down the fucking stairs.
What stairs?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole list. There's a reason I was skipping your step.
Exactly. Get over them.
So yeah, you will reconvene in varying grades of armor. Are you wearing? Are you not wearing armor now? You guys.
Wearing armor.
Carry on.
You're wearing armor.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, no problem. So yeah, there is no small amount of kind of rustling and bustling as you guys are going on. I'll just roll and find the damn tab. Yeah, where's that one? There we go. Bear with me. I'll just see how if you get a particularly well-eared patrol go past at the time.
Oh dear.
You do not.
The big question is, do they see us rolling?
They are hating. Oh, sorry, the people watching. That's a very good point. Yeah, they do, don't they? Grant, you got roll 20 up.
Oh no, I was.
Oh, you meant oh, I see. Fair enough.
The patrols.
Yeah, do they have the
But,
DM?
yeah. Anyway, they don't see the DM because I roll those to myself. None of you see that. It's all secret.
Don't peek behind the curtain.
Fuck, I will find some physical dice and roll them on my desk if I have to. Anyway. No, it does not. You guys, you do hear the familial faint footsteps of a patrol passing, and you sort of pause your armor putting on while you do, but it doesn't even falter the steps it goes past, just the standard steady footstep fade in and then fade away again as it goes past the end of the alleyway. Once you're quite certain it's out of hearing range, you continue on, and yeah, it's around this time that kind of Cruz comes back down as you regroup.
She's like grinning, like the most genuinely happy you've ever seen her. Like she's very happy right now.
You've already seen a couple of spiders kind of scuttle in through the open window and just grab some of the broken chunks of stone and dragging them away, wrapped in kind of fine copper filigree wire. Just some of the larger chunks that Civil put his hole through the ceiling for, dragged down to the garden.
All okay? How's your dad?
He's well. He received it, which is what I was most concerned about. I was a little bit worried it wouldn't reach him, or if it did, I don't know. I was just a bit concerned, that's all. But it's nice to hear from him. I haven't spoken to him since obviously we left, which was several weeks ago now.
No, of course. I'm glad. You seem really pleased. That's good to see.
I love him.
Yeah, that's great and all, but we should move.
Understood.
Okay, fine.
Everyone deep breath. Marching order. So Tarek, you lead the way. Cruz, you bring up. Siblet, you bring up the rear. Cruz, you at middle with me.
Very well. Okay. You start to exit the building.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a shout when it's clear. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Roll a perception check, please, Tarek.
23.
As you body a demon door.
Boom.
Oh, it's
All
a
clear.
door. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, you
He comes away with the door in his hand. Not again.
super. No, you
The door.
you crack open the door and you peek through. There is no sounds. There are no sounds to hear. There's no sound of patrolling right now. You seem to have gotten kind of squarely in at the sort of safe 15-minute mark or so between patrols. There is kind of this scuttling you see again as the sun kind of shines through. You see the golden glint off some of the spiders just like crawling around on some of the rooftops, but otherwise that's about all the movement that you see.
Yeah. He'll just quickly dart across to the next alleyway, double check again, but then wave people through if there's nothing
Okay.
in the immediate area.
Yeah, give me another perception check. Actually, Joe, you're getting like passive 20, active at least 23. You're fine. You're keeping a careful eye. This is now practiced. Yeah, this is a practiced experience for you. You are used to keeping watch, and certainly in kind of as you're kind of looking through the narrow tunnels of the alleyways, and the dark shadows being actively your friends at this point in the kind of long shadows of the dawn. There is still no obvious visibility. No obvious sign of movement. And the roads are clear for you.
Yeah, so I'll wave them over and then scarper down the alleyway to see if it comes out somewhere more useful.
Sure. Yeah, as the lot of you move down this alleyway with relative ease, you kind of see more of the same as you go past the kind of half broken, half petrified wood of the doors of various other domiciles in various states of disrepair. You hop between these sort of blocks of, say, 4 or 5 terraces, like side by side, and then kind of this slightly wider alleyway, just sort of leading between each block of terrace for a bit. And you can see down there, that's where kind of piles of detritus and rubble and things, where this is presumably kind of the back alleys of these houses, if you will. Before actually getting to the next sort of main street, as you saw from when you were looking to Tark initially, and you find yourself kind of at the last block of terraces with a new main street kind of cutting across between you. As you peer down, Tarek, with your passive perception, will go with again, doesn't seem to be any obvious signs of movement other than the kind of like your eyes kind of dart around and you catch like the odd kind of scuttle here and there. You see actually, you will see a cluster of spiders actively working to replace and rejoin a large piece of glass that had kind of fallen in from one of the windows and shattered into a lot of pieces. You can see them actively rebuilding it, and a few kind of standing on the window frame, pulling it up and retracting with the kind of copper wires to put it back in place. But no other obvious signs of movement. Down this route, it seems much more market heavy, much more like there are stalls put at kind of adjacent angles, almost forcing people to walk through and do various sort of like S shapes to really get the most of every stall, if you will. You can see there are more sort of higgledy-piggledy bits and pieces propped up. Cart frames with long disappeared wheels and like various detritus in the road, like stone stalls set up, and it sort of broadens out ever so slightly into a larger market square as you kind of follow the road round a bit. As you kind of peer down this alleyway, you can see there is like a single column in the center, just raising up maybe 4 stories high. Looks to be maybe 10 foot by 10 foot. And at the top, you can see what looks like a clock face. Kind of all around that is various sort of signs of a market area.
How tall are the buildings around here?
Not that high. Maybe like 2 stories again. You've got kind of the people who the terraced houses that live nearby that were about 2 stories. You've got kind of the shop fronts that were kind of permanent places, and then you've got this sort of more open space as they sort of level out a little bit.
The next,
so gone.
The next alleyway opening, is that? It's not directly in front, but is it is there one?
Now you're here, actually, as you look down, it doesn't look... So there are alleyway openings, but they seem more like gutter ways than actual walkable paths. These seem much closer together, maybe like a foot, 2 feet wide. And it seems largely just to have let any kind of rainwater or anything that's come off the roofs directly go through them. You can see it's much more kind of front-facing, and it seems to be more of a... like a shopping district, I guess, rather than anything that's for practical passageways. There may be something further on into the market area, or you can carry on the other direction, which does go back to the main thoroughfare, which was the very large, wide street ahead of you.
Yeah, as everyone else catches up, Tarek will just like look behind and say, "Yeah, not much more alleyways in front. We can check the street, see if there is some. But it looks like that clock tower over there would make a good lookout point to see further afield. I know that's what you were talking about."
You reckon you can climb it?
Yeah.
Any doors on it?
Roll investigation.
Can I join in on that?
Yeah, sure. As you're peering through and trying to look at the clock tower.
Mm-hmm. Come on, do something. Not bad, double. Hey, twinsies! Average of 18.
You have a +10. I have +1. That is not.
Yeah, this just means you're working a lot harder for the same result. So, actually, both of you notice two different things. For one, Sylvia, you notice that, yes, there does seem to be a door. It seems to be a kind of a small door that's kind of worked in down one side. Not immediately obvious, but kind of carved in amongst the stone.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz, you notice... well, you don't notice exactly the door, but you do notice one thing about the clock faces themselves. Most clock faces have numbers, hands, any indication of time telling. And as you could peer a bit closer, you realise this is not actually a clock face so much as a collection of rings.
Hmm.
You see the kind of the same model on all four sides, and you can see that the way it's broken up. You see there are each ring, so the inner, well, I say each ring. There are four kind of donuts with a circle in the middle, basically. So circle, ring, 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 ring.
Yeah.
The inner three rings seem to be glowing softly red. The outer ring is broken into four sections, with three of which are green.
Wonder perhaps that's... Maybe they tell time in a different way here. It would perhaps behoove us to spend some time here to see if they change. Perhaps that may be how they tell time, or at least it could be interesting to find out.
Why don't, if maybe Cruz, if you and Tarek go up, if that, and maybe whilst Tarek looks out for the city, for the rest of the area, you can maybe have a look at the clock. If it is a clock, I don't know. This place is confusing.
Sorry, I can't remember if I caught it. What did Sivlet see doors?
Sivlet did see a door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there may be, if this looks like some kind of central kind of building of some kind. Perhaps it's like a town hall or something. It may be worth us all having a little peruse within.
So just for clarity, it does look more like imagine like Nelson's column, if you will. It's purely just a
I see what you mean.
Straight up.
Well,
it's like 10 by 10 foot.
Okay, yeah,
No, it's just like a 10-foot square, but like it's not big.
Maybe
I'm with you.
you
Alright,
two
never mind.
pop-
You roll that back.
The rest of us stay down at Bolster, just in case anything sees you, and we can keep them at bay if needs be, or we can make a quick escape.
By pop up, I assume you mean enter and climb up. Yes, upstairs.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, well, if there's anything like the rest of the stuff around here, I don't think there's going to be much stairs left.
No, agreed. We'll do what we can. Maybe we can find a way up there somehow.
Let's get in and see what's happening.
Okay. Should we wait until is there a safe point we should cross over there, or
Tarek, we follow your lead.
And it get much safer.
Okay, let's get this over with then.
Okay. So who's doing what?
Going over to the door to open it.
So as I said, there is a relative maze of market stalls to make your way through first, or at least kind of the bodies of. And it's also kind of a bunch of crates and things in the way. Can I get stealth checks from everyone, please?
Yay!
Yeah, sure. Get right on that.
There we go. Disadvantage, Siblet.
You had to roll as well.
Nice.
Eek.
Not sneaky.
Nope.
Where are
We'll
we?
just sit there prattling on as we're walking across.
Yeah, so Tarek, you take lead as you kind of pick your way through the stalls carefully, wending your way through. It's not necessarily that obfuscating because you'll be able to see through, but kind of definitely the kind of pillars and posts and the platforms and everything that's here make it difficult to kind of work your way through. It seems both narrow in like intentionally so to force people to slow down and walk through the various sections, but also the ravages of time, just things have like parts of buildings have tumbled on them and made it more dense. You're just sort of scrambling up and around. Crews, you find yourself kind of constantly bumping into one side or the other and kind of having to shove your way around a little bit to unfurl yourself.
Why they put these all so close together? This is terribly arranged.
Kivik and Sivlet, you both kind of find the kind of the occasional clang of kind of the stone pillar and armor just kind of scraping past. It's not subtle as you're traveling. Although Eward will kind of reach over a couple of times, Sivlet just kind of next to you, and put his hand between your armor that was about to hit some stone pillars. So you get a +5 to stealth. From
Scraped.
what is it? From not magical tinkering.
Flash Genius.
That's the one, yeah, from Fashion Genius. But basically just watching you and kind of helping you out with the stealth.
It's just got a pillow on a stick.
Basically, yeah.
I've seen it, you know, when your parents, like when you, as a parent, you're like walking through, like trying to stop your kids banging their heads on things. You're like, quickly, nope.
Guys.
Just there with a pool noodle.
Suddenly he's wrapped in styrofoam.
Yeah. So you do kind of manage to wend your way through. It could have been a lot louder, but it was not the subtle experience you were hoping for. But you do eventually manage to wend your way through. And Tarek, you're taking the lead?
Yep.
Let me give these guys.
These guys.
Sorry, let me just do a brief thing. No, do I mean?
Just
these
write the rest of
guys.
the campaign.
Yeah.
These guys is the name of the market stall.
Ooh.
These guys.
Okay. Tarek, you just managed to hear passively the sound of like scraping feet, I guess. For lack of a better term. You hear kind of like a chitinous shell on stone kind of noise, and like nothing that kind of caught your eye initially. But you do pick up on something. Roll me investigation to see if you can find where it's coming from. Or perception. Sorry, do perception, not investigation. Better. You see the far side of the clock tower in one of the buildings. You can see there is again one of the kind of glass fronted shops where the glass has been completely kicked out, and inside in the shadows, as you're peering a this bit closer now, the other side of this courtyard, you see two of those creatures. With the multiple arms and the tridents, just kind of seemingly standing around, loafing around, just blowing off steam, like not doing the job they're supposed to be doing, basically.
He immediately sort of puts the hand up to everyone else and just sort of Says, "Stop." And he like hunkers down like behind one of the stalls.
Cruz will follow suit, like kind of just trying to arrange her robes. It's like it's completely filthy.
Sibling will just freeze.
Yeah, don't forgive.
And Tarek was,
Pretend
"Get
to be a
down."
statue.
Two of them things in a building over there.
Will they see us if we walk any further?
Tarek will sort of like then look round to everyone else and go, yeah.
Could throw something to distract them, maybe.
Oh, hold on. Sivlet will slowly reach into his pockets
Get the rifle.
and pass Tarek the two-bird sling.
Ooh.
You have no idea how bad an idea that is.
Is it bad or good bad? Or is it Tarek?
I'd say it's a dex-based weapon.
Tarek's throwing arm ain't what it used to be.
And then thrown
Well,
leg.
no, it's not the throwing arm. It's the hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. Okay. What should I do?
How far away are we from the tower?
So the courtyard itself is maybe about 50 feet wide. Tower stands in the center. These guys other side of the courtyard inside one of the shops. So just sort of it's like a vaguely rounded square, if you will. It's not completely empty. There's again some kind of stalls that have been set up on sort of quadrant-ish basis. You get the impression there's kind of a walkway that goes around the tower itself in kind of four cardinal directions. So yeah, that's kind of the setup here. You've got kind of quadrants of stalls in the four corners, tower in the middle, and then kind of shop front on the far side.
So could there potentially be enough of, like, if we were to go for the stalls, enough cover for us to be able to kind of meander through?
Certainly, you can certainly try.
Kivik will kind of suggest that to Tarek, or they'll kind of, like, could we use the stalls as a cover moving through if we just go super slow for those of us who are clanky as fuck? If you keep your eyes on
Probably,
them.
but I still
How-
imagine they'd hear you.
So is Tarek himself the only one in the middle, or is Cruz? Because I thought Cruz was going with him, wasn't she?
We're all going, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all going.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was. Right. Sorry. I thought I had in my head that
You two
Tarek
going
and Cruz
up.
were.
Effectively, it was
Same.
if we get through that door, it is easier if everyone is hiding in the same place.
Right. Cool. Never mind them. All right. So are we all within the same distance?
Yeah. We're marching.
So just so I've got this in my head right, we're in a collection of stalls. Then there's the clock tower, and then beyond that is the shop front that these things are in.
Yes. So you were in kind of a small snake way, like basically a large walkway had been filled with extra stalls that had overflowed from the market center. Once you get past those, you're in a large square, maybe 50 foot by 50 foot, with the kind of clock tower pillar in the center. The other side of that, on the far end of the square, is another shop front, which is kind of a permanent shop fitting, with the window smashed out, with a couple of these guys sat inside the shop.
Mm.
So they're maybe 55 feet away from you right now, the other side of this pillar. That's why they were so hard to see on the way in, because they were kind of obscured by so many other things.
To the pillar.
Tarek will be like, give me a minute.
Okay.
And he will attempt to sneak further forward to get a better angle. He's trying to get within about 20 feet of these things.
Okay. So are you going straight there? Are you going around the houses a little bit? What's your approach?
He is trying not to be seen. From where he's stood, he can't really see like a back entrance to the shop or something that they're in.
No, not obviously, no.
Although it would make sense for there to be one. I don't suppose there's like a like an alleyway nearby. They might be able to garden hop behind the building.
Potentially, the building itself. So, as I said, there is kind of a walkway that continues past the square, and one that kind of cuts sort of to the north and to the south. Oh, excuse me. So it's kind of like it cuts in all four directions, including the way you've just come through. The shop itself is kind of just off from the center point, basically. So you'd be skirting along the side of the building they're in to see if there's a garden to hop into. But it's possible. From this angle, you can't see, though.
He'll try going across on the opposite side of the road first, basically using all the market stalls and stuff for cover. At that point, he'll see if there's like a way into the back entrance, or it might just be easiest to try and go through the window. Because you're saying this window doesn't exist.
Yeah, the window isn't there. It's been smashed out. You can see it is.
No.
Okay, roll me stealth. So are you going to like... it'd be really easy if it was... I need more stuff to draw on. I tell you what, fuck it. Let's draw on the map itself. New empty map. New page. Where's my new page?
You don't have these all readily prepared?
Not this one, no, I know.
Do?
This is my failing. I didn't find someone else's map to steal. So, on this map.
Borrow.
Sorry, borrow.
Borrow.
Use on free use basis.
Use transformatively. That's the key word there.
So it's freehand with this guy. So you guys have come in from this little direction here.
Yep.
You've then got a big rounded corner, open square here.
Oh, so I was too zoomed in. I couldn't see a fucking thing. Get over there.
And what I've done is I've made this too big and already ruined the map. But it's fine.
Can you just like the squares on it to make it? Yeah.
So then you've got the sort of tower here.
Am I right?
You've got the shop front
that
here.
Feels about right.
I don't know that. Is that
Yeah,
basically correct?
it's 50 radius, give or take.
Hey,
So.
we'll take that for freehand. That's not
There
bad.
you go. Hey.
Yeah, let me make it slightly bigger.
Oh, this is where the guys are.
Bear with me. Let's do 35. 35. Good.
You've made it bigger.
I have made it bigger. Let's see if I can drag everything now. There. Except these bits. There we go. Right.
Damn.
So yeah, there's like this shop front here.
This one.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, and that's the one that. Okay, yeah.
And then yeah, you've got a couple of guys just chilling out down there, who I will drag in. And then within that, you've got like a bunch of just market stalls taking up these spaces.
Yeah, so Tarek is going to try and get to maybe. There's too much open space. All right, Tarek's going to go around the edge. If I choose a color that's not being used by the DM.
Sorry.
That's all right. He'll go around this way.
Okay, cool. Can you roll me a stealth check then, please?
Can certainly try.
18. I will give you. I'll give you a +2 on that because you're kind of using the cover to your advantage. You're sort of dipping and diving between the various sections. So with that 20, get my keyboard back. Get out of here, tablet. There we go. So
I'm not going to stop like Tarek here, but I am very curious as to his objective here.
Yeah, I feel like we're drawing unnecessary attention to ourselves.
He's going. He's doing it.
It's done. It's going.
This is Tarek's show right now.
Sorry,
No
guys.
pressure.
Over it.
All right, so it's a 20 on stealth. Let's see how these guys.
Remember Alex saying about the birdie
I
ball
want to
music
see
last week?
Tarek angrily sneak attack someone.
They don't seem to notice you as you kind of flip and dive between the various sections. Can you move your token as appropriate, please? As you're getting closer, you can hear the various sounds of.
He's going to get
Destruction.
real close.
Yeah, you can hear the sounds of kind of detritus, of stuff being shifted around, moved, and just kind of dug through, basically. Things being just thrown around. Not sure why, but they don't seem to notice you and seem to be distracted from it.
But right up against the thing. Are these things facing away from him?
Right now, yes.
Amateurs.
They'll turn around and just see this fucking great big half orc like, what? What you want?
Sorry, rub
All
your
right.
ass.
Now that I'm here, I pull out the vicious dagger. And it'll pop up, fling it into the back of one of these things,
Okay.
and hunker right back down again.
Love it.
What?
Bonus action hide.
Yeah, for sure. Roll to hit.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah, this watch me miss.
Please let there be a box somewhere.
Is this at advantage because I'm hidden?
Yeah, I'll say yeah. You've snuck your way over here. They don't know you're here.
Excellent. I'm hoping that's a hit.
Crunches as it cuts straight through.
Oh.
Nice.
Who are you aiming for? This guy or this guy?
The closer one.
Close one, no problem. Yeah, crunches as it kind of cuts straight through the thick carapace that seems to be covering its body. Let's loose an audible cry, somewhere between a hiss and a groan. As that does indeed strike it straight between the shoulder blades for 38 points of damage.
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
Big question is this thing upright still? Or have I made a mistake?
It spins angrily as blood trickles down its back, and its
Okay.
friend looks likewise surprised initially, and then a narrowing of its kind of bug-like eyes as both of them rapidly scan the horizon. They're going to look for you. Can you give me a stealth check, please?
I forgot to give a stealth check as I hit again.
What was that
I was
sound?
trying to measure the freaking distance from Cruise to this on the bloody screenshot I took. So we're gonna measure it. Muppet. No, freaking miles away, aren't we?
You
Oh,
dive
nice.
behind a couple of crates as kind of the cry dies down, and then you hear kind of the angry footsteps. You see kind of the metallic of the basically rearranging the weapon they're holding by their hands, and the footsteps come marching up to the front through the window.
Is it possible to skirt round?
And past you.
Oh,
Yes, you kind of skirt around and avoid their line of sight as they walk past you.
All right.
They're now
they-
alert. Can the rest of you give me stealth checks, please?
can I also ask, are they within? Because is this to scale or not? Because they're quite
Yeah,
a long
this
way
is-
away both.
This is to scale. We'll say
So
roughly this is
they
to scale.
are. So because I make them 85 feet away from us. Is that right? Because I thought you said.
Oh shit! Sorry, yeah, 50 foot wide, not 50 foot. So, okay, guess not to scale then. Damn it.
Half it?
It's close
Half
enough. It's close enough, sure.
Yeah,
No,
Okay.
I wanted it to be within fucking 60 feet.
we'll play it to scale then. Yeah, this is a much bigger thing than it was.
That's fine. That's fine. Ew, that's good for my plan.
It's deceptive. It's rubric.
Mage City.
Yeah, it changes how you look at it.
This is the TARDIS marketplace.
Oh. Oh, sorry, we were rolling stealth, yeah?
Just please.
Sale.
Sorry, right. Yeah, sorry, I was making notes. Continue.
dear.
Give yourselves each of yourselves +5 to your rolls because you are very far away from this right now.
Okay, so we got
You guys.
21, 11, and 9.
I mean, you know,
You would.
Oh yeah, you would. Okay. So you would has. You would.
With advantage because he shot himself today.
Still early.
There's still time. There's still time.
With a +5?
He gets +5 as well. Yes, at 17. And how often can you use Flash of Genius?
Oh, that's a good point.
I use reaction. 5 uses between rests. So yeah, fuck it. Knowing that this is going so well, as you all kind of flinch, seeing these guys from the far distance step out of the carriageway, Sivert, you kind of hunker down, and again, you would just kind of hold your back plate slightly as you kind of go down a little to soften the noises. Cruz, you give a slight yelp, which doesn't help. But between the rest of you and with kind of Ewan's assistance there, you do manage to kind of duck down just out of reaction without making too much noise. So Sivert 16, Eward 17, Cruz 9, and Kivik 21. As these guys start scanning the horizon to see what is around.
I immediately notice the matchstick.
Put my hair up.
Oh, I see, yes.
Reverse AIDS.
Right. If these things are both still facing away from me at this point...
They are at the moment, yeah.
She'll just sort of pull the hood up a little bit just to try and cover her.
I don't know whether this is a work, but this is what tech is going to do.
So just for clarity, they do scan the horizon. They don't obviously pinpoint the lot of you. So they are seemingly still... You've seemingly got away with it. Sorry, carry on.
Which one has the dagger in its back already?
The guy closest to this one.
Tarek will just take like a 5-foot step closer to him and just sort of you know in those sort of comedy scenes where people are walking and you see people just get grabbed and like pulled. This is what he's going to attempt to do. He's going to try and grab this thing round its mandibles, at the same time grab back onto the dagger and just pull it down and pull this thing back and away. Very
cool. Are you actively using it as a dagger attack, or are you using it to grapple and drag him? What's the intention in here?
I mean, I'm conscious that I'm like really close to this thing's like line of sight. So
how far do you want to push it?
Can we get like a cone on screen a la Metal Gear Solid?
Nah, it's alright. He's just got to go for it. He's just got to try and cover his mouth to stop it from screaming and like just pull it down to see if this will kill it.
Yeah, roll to hit.
I swear I've seen this movie before, but it feels like something's been reversed. It feels like Arnie is now taking out the Predator.
Yeah, you hit for 27 points of sneak attack damage. That becomes that much by my numbers.
Oh dear.
You pull the dagger down and you can feel the kind of, as it kind of breaks through various sections of this carapace, and kind of this black ichor just splashing on your face, arcing arterially. It does burn a little actually as it touches skin, but not enough to distract you. As you basically grind down 4 or 5, well, I should probably make about 12 inches, just drawing the dagger straight through. Your hand is not enough to stop the noise that comes pouring out of this thing's face. As it's still standing, tries to reach behind and grab you. Its friend is immediately alerted.
Yep.
The rest of us see and hear as well.
Absolutely. This thing screech echoes around the marketplace.
Dusty's gone. Charge.
Permission to act?
You can act on your initiative.
Hey!
Everyone roll initiative, please.
Don't forget to put the token so you're on the initiative order.
Who would forget to do that. What are you on about? It's just you're like, right, I waffled too much last week. This week, you just doing shit.
What do you mean?
This time for action.
I think I've clicked on my token. Hold on.
Combat
I
music.
clicked on it. I clicked the goddamn token, you stupid thing. It's a 10.
What is? Do you have any initiative bonus?
Oh, that's why. My initiative's 10. I'm just going to roll it again, but I will adjust it because it's 10.
All right.
Yeah, but I will definitely keep the 10. Thank you very much.
Initiative 610.
Oh my god!
Fast.
I am speed.
I see Siblet speed and go, no, I ain't going to be outdone by that, mate.
So yeah, having these guys completely fucking pantsed. They have initiative 1.
Nice.
So yeah, I think we'll say Tarek, that was your go. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So yeah, cruise.
Oh, shit, oh god, I'm top of the initiative. Bloody hell. Alright,
This never happens.
Oh,
I
you
know,
want to
right?
put you
I'm
on the board
usually
as well.
friggin' like miles away from the rest of you. Bringing up the rear. Sorry, 2 seconds. I was just screenshotting it. So, okay, taking Kivik's words to heart of if we accidentally oops it, let's nuke the fuckers. She wants to test out some new fun things.
Oh, no.
And she's going to cast on the one that hasn't been attacked yet, the other one. She's going to cast. Yeah, she's going to cast the psychic glance.
What's the range on that? And do you need line of sight?
120 foot.
Do you need line of sight? Because right now there's a fuck off tower on the way.
Imagine you must surely.
She's on the edge of it though. She can see that. She can see the other one, can't she? She can't see. She could probably see one, but not the other.
Yeah, you can see the one on the outskirts that's being currently ravaged by Tarek.
Fuck it, she'll go for that one then.
Alright.
Yeah, it's incapacitated either way. Yeah, needs to make a intelligence saving throw, DC 19.
Good lord. Okay. It fails. I don't know if you need to roll
shocked.
that. There's no way. Well, actually,
24.
if it rolls 20, it can. But
Let's see.
it did not roll a 20.
So it takes 24 psychic damage and it's incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
It's incapacitated until the start of the next lifetime as its brain starts pouring out its ears. Yeah, literally, that's kind of like it had just had its back cracked open like a fucking lobster, and then you blew its mind. It was gone. But yeah, Tarek, this thing that kind of was openly growling and crying in your arms just stops.
Just immediately stops.
Yeah, you see its eyes start to actively have this. The black ichor that's running down your face from its arterial spray now likewise is just running down from its eyes down its face and dripping on your hands, covering its mouth. It goes limp in your arms.
Tarek now assumes that their physical damage is delayed. Excellent.
Anything else?
Just
Cruz?
died in your arms tonight. Sorry. I just wrote it and it just got in my head. No, you know what? I think she's going to shift herself a little bit back to, behind the wall of things that are bigger than her.
Yep, easy
Actually,
done.
you guys are going to move up. Actually, you guys are probably going to move forward. No, she'll just shift you off to the side so you guys got a slightly straighter path of it.
Where you guys are, there is a mass of crates and various market detritus you can hide behind, so it's not hard to be in a defendable position.
Yeah, she's just going to sort of get herself out of line of sight. She has no desire to be a target.
Cool. Okay. Siblet.
Let's see.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Siblet is very much considering it.
31.
Remind me, are we using the variant charge rule so we can
Yes.
rugby tackle things?
Yeah, because it's fun and cool.
Yeah, in that case, Siblet will click his heels together and charge down the demon.
Sure. There is the pitter-patter of tiny feet as Siblet bull rushes this guy from fucking nowhere. Roll to attack. I believe. Let me check. Yeah, I think you have +10 to your roll, but then you are prone at the end of it. Oh, it's advantage. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, but it's basically reckless attack, so you get advantage, but creatures have advantage against you because you've done something reckless.
Oh, is it? Okay, sure, yeah.
It's
I
a
forget
single
which
attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 17 to hit.
You kind of go charging up, and you go to kind of basically just shoulder barge this thing. You glance off the armor as the carapace just kind of shimmies you off, and you kind of go take a few steps beyond as you kind of find your footing again. Not hit.
Yeah. That'll do. Yeah. So that's happy to be
Up
involved.
close and personal. Fair enough.
I'm just happy to be here.
Kivik.
Kivik, he's going to say to the squishies, move to the clock tower in case more come. And he's just going to move his just full 60 movement. I can't get to them, but I can get to...
Probably just next to the clock tower.
Yeah, it's about there-ish.
As he does that, Cruz is just going to exchange a look with you and just kind of... It's like, this guy. This fucking guy.
I wouldn't actually call you squishies. I'd just say to both of you, move towards the clock tower.
No, it's just more that part of like, you need to be told what to do. So she's just going to be like, this guy.
Hey, I wonder why Cruz didn't do well in the military. Yeah,
Follow orders? No.
God, not in this economy. Yeah, that's my action to dash and bonus action. No, I'm not going to start stomping or doing anything too noisy, although moving is with Kivik. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Okay. This guy. He's going to kind of like look bewildered, like spin around, see his mate basically just being held by this wall of muscle. See the thing that just glanced off his armor like a golden bullet, and see this sort of flying death coming at him from ahead of him. And then will plunge the lot of you in darkness.
Ooh.
Ooh. As yes, Tarek and Sivlet, both of you find your vision just completely obscured. As just going from like the dawn daylight to absolutely nothing. Sivlet, you can hear the sound of footsteps, but you can't see them. You can roll an attack of opportunity. An attack of opportunity at disadvantage, if you would like.
Double 20.
Come on.
Again, you swing wildly in the darkness. It doesn't connect with anything. You kind of feel your swing follow through. Let me double check how this one works. As Kivik, you see this sort of bubble of just black appear and encompass both Tarek and Sivlet. As this guy. This fucking guy.
Oh,
My camera. My camera. Right, will move.
Does that mean an attack of opportunity from Tarek as well?
Wasn't within 5 feet.
Black spot is just the center of the darkness.
Ah, right, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Get the feeling this is going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's its turn.
So next turn, however. They can get
Yeah.
sneakies.
Fast move bonus, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ewart, for his turn, he'll sort of look at Cruz like, do we? What do we do?
You heard him.
Okay. Start approaching the tower, I guess. Actually, spend half his movement to tower. And then sort of spend his turn studying the face a little bit. He's a busy guy.
Quad.
Oh! You see his face kind of like light up. Aha! Very well. That's it. We'll say for his turn. Tarek.
Tarek basically thinks that this thing, the only reason it would squid ink cloud is if it was trying to get away.
Sure.
So he'll come running this way until he bashes into this wall, which he's fairly certain is still there somewhere.
Yep. Roll me a dex save.
I definitely won't get danger zones.
But you do manage to, with your kind of vague idea of the layout of here, you do manage to, you put your hands out. There's no glass pane to hit, but you do kind of stub your toe ever so lightly on the bottom section of the section, so you're able to just kind of step over safely.
And just using his hands to see the wall, he'll just try and get out of the darkness to see if this thing is running away.
As you do, you see exactly what you suspected. This guy's pegging it. He's trying to flee.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As I get up the speed, I'll go for the bonus action. And this thing starts getting rugby tackled. Well, I say rugby tackled. Tarek is going to stop it from fleeing.
American football tackle.
Painting part 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Nice.
you grapple this thing. You bear hug it, and you hear the plates scraping against each other of the chidness armor that it has.
I should probably specify I retrieved my dagger from the other one.
Sure, that's fine. It is grappled, decidedly so. There is no athletics check this thing could make, I don't think.
Can I start pulling it back? How much movement have I used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 foot. I've got 20 foot of bonus action movement left. Can I drag it back to here?
20 feet, so you can move 10 feet with it.
Yeah, so 5, 10.
So you can't drag it back into the...
No, but to where I am.
Yeah,
Sure.
sorry, with you, yeah. Sorry, I was on a different page.
No worries.
Okay. It kind of wriggles and struggles in your arms, furious. But with that kind of thing, you've got a firm grip on this thing. This isn't going nowhere. Anything else for your turn? To action, bonus action,
that's
move.
it. That's
Cool.
everything.
Cruz.
So she's going to wait, Firefox. Sorry, I accidentally just opened the window right on top of it. She's gonna. How far away is he? Yeah, she'll be there. She's gonna saunter over to Heward.
Mhm.
And she'd probably have seen him looking up, so she's gonna go over to him and be like, "What is it?"
So the rings. You've got the centerpiece. You've got the 3 rings, and then the outer one. And you can see now when you're a bit closer, there's actually some depth to the thing itself. That one is ever slightly misaligned, as is that one. It sort of points down the alleyway that you can sort of see, and you can see this sort of, again, wall of fire leading off the distance. Anything stand out to you?
I assume she can probably put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Yeah. You've discovered this is not necessarily a clock face so much as a map of the alignment of the city.
Mm-hmm.
As it is Red Ring of Deathing.
It's currently showing that you would
You're mad.
Roll investigation for me. Roll intelligence. Yeah, investigation.
Yeah, cool.
So with you itself as well, you'll get what it's kind of indicating.
Oh, come
Good
on.
enough.
That's so bad with +10, though.
That's fine. You kind of put the pieces together, and you would like nat 20 on that. We'll definitely kind of plug it as well. You get the impression the inner 3 rings all are out of alignment, and if the outer ring is made up of sections, then likewise one of the sections of the outer ring is out of alignment. But the other 3 seem to not be. That's what this seems to be saying.
Sections, and the inner rings could be intersections, but because they're all fucked, we don't see the difference because they're all red, so they just all look like a one, as far as we can tell, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we need to get in that building. So from here. Oh no, I don't want to move. Sorry. Just like plonking myself over down the way. I don't have line of sight, do I? Bugger.
No. You did for the briefest of seconds, and then Tarek was like, come here, and dragged him out of sight again.
Fuck it, why not? She can see where Tarek is, though, can't she? And she knows that he's got it.
Yeah, just about. You can just about see Tarek's body sort of wrestling with this thing as he's actively dragging it off screen.
Okay. I'll go there.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Right. No, I'll get one up. So all together now. Cruz is gonna cast Fireball.
Fireball.
Fireball. She. It's not really her thing. 20 foot. The not completely over the top of everything. Yeah, she's gonna obviously sculpt it around Tarek. Yeah. Yeah, she'll cast it like that as well. Yeah, so she'll cast it sculpt it around Tarek. So that's DC 19, and that's, oh my god, 2 6s, but also then 2 1s.
It's pretty average.
It's not bad, yeah. 38 damage.
30 points of damage. Okay. Oh, excuse me. First,
Fails.
Dex save. Ooh.
Which I hope is harder because it's literally being grabbed onto.
Does it have disadvantage if it's being grappled? Nope.
No.
Well, it can wriggle.
Yeah.
It makes the save.
Damn.
As this thing sort of like forcibly wrenches its body enough to make Tarek just kind of sidestep for a second. Happens to blast out of the range of the fireball a bit and kind of hunkers down a little bit.
So it takes 8.
So was it 38 rounded 19?
19, yeah.
Halved?
Yeah.
Additionally, Tarek, in your arms, as you see this, you see the flame kind of wash over the pair of you. You obviously used to now this feeling of the visible but no feeling of pain. But you watch the thing in your arms as the fire kind of both goes on it, but also this oily sheen covering its carapace just almost like deflects some of the worst of the blast off. So it seems to not be holding that much of an effect. So
put some fireproof enemies in. I am shocked.
I've been putting these guys in since the start of the campaign. This is nothing new.
No, sure.
So 19 halved is 10 rounding up. So 10 points of damage to this thing.
It's not going to help if I do that though, because he's got it grappled, so I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that.
And the rest of you see kind of what kind of, well, actually, Siblet doesn't, but Tarek might. You see kind of the whatever's left that is wood, not entirely petrified, starts to just sort of sizzle and cinder a little bit at the effects of the fire will take place.
Yeah, that's our time.
Okay. Siblet. It's dark. It's very dark. Oh, although, actually, bear with me. Yeah.
Rawr.
As I need to do a
Con check.
con check.
Con check.
It's light.
Yay! That's me.
Rolled a 6 for 6 for a fucking Constitution save.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the darkness disapparates, and the lightness kind of returns to you, and you can kind of come back just in time to see Tarek actively wrestling this thing some distance away.
Okay. Sublet is going to stroll on over. 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, you can just walk, but you won't go twice as fast.
Power walk.
Like you're on a travelator.
It's less of a sort of gentle stroll and more of a sort of power walk.
You gotta get the wiggly, like.
I love the idea of being like the animation is correct, but the speed is way too fast. So it's like you're just kind of.
And will attack 3 times.
With advantage, you're strafing. Oh, you're flanking. Sorry.
Of course, yeah.
Go straight.
I'll give you now.
And he'll great weapon attack for extra measure.
Yeah.
Delicious. Crush this bug.
Yeah.
What's
3
my-
hits.
Oh,
That a crit I see as well.
that first one is a
That's
crit.
correct.
Nice. Once
You want-
again.
Do you want the crit first or the damage first?
Siblet is just scary.
Just roll the damage. Let's see if we can get you a new title of max damage.
So crits with
Yeah, we need an achievement tab.
We
for
should be
this one.
keeping account. We should be keeping a track of this one.
Oh,
there's 41.
That's disgusting.
for one.
Huge chunk of carapace shell just flakes off, basically.
Here's the 2.
Oh damn.
Matching damage.
Christ, dude.
80,
For a
85.
total of 85. Yeah, as Tarek is holding it kind of around the upper shoulders and kind of keeping its arms pinned, you just
4.
yeah, 3 big baseball swings. By the second one, it's already dead. You can see the guts kind of pouring out of the waist socket that you make for yourself, but you decide to go in for one more for good measure, and as the bottom half just disconnects the hips and they roll off and kind of basically stagger on their own for a couple of feet before falling.
At that moment, you get bisected with a hammer.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, Tarek, you can feel kind of the foaming at the mouth of this thing for the briefest second. It's just kind of the bubbles there, dead, very dead. Yeah.
Raise that alarm,
Just stand
bitch.
there, help me hide the body.
Siblet will grab the legs.
You're both going in the same direction.
Scoop the guts back.
Yeah, Siblet will grab the legs over the shoulders.
Kivik will grab the other body as well.
Outstanding. Okay.
Hide it in the clock tower. Sure, why not?
How loud was the fireball explosion?
I don't think it's like any. It's not like a huge, obvious, loud boom. It's just kind of
Okay.
like a like a gout of flame, if you like. I don't think there's any reason for it to be a huge, like, audible thing. So I think maybe the loudest thing was the screech in the first place. Perfectly honest. And yeah, that did echo around the square that you were in, but you're not sure how wide that went.
Let's get the bodies into the tower.
Yeah. Let's move quickly. That might have drawn some attention.
So as Tarek just gets the body in, presumably he's the last one in, and he just dumps the body in the corners. Yeah, tougher than I thought.
So you winning your way over to the central tower. This one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Take
Cool.
a few bodies in.
sure, yeah. Yeah, okay. You crack open the door without too much difficulty. It does it's very stiff and old and has not been open for a while, but doesn't seem to be locked. And you kind of pull it in at the base of it, and the bodies kind of sit dumped in a mouldering pile in the corner as the kind of black just ichor oozes out of them.
If we ever come back here, these things are going to be put back together with gold filigree, right?
Don't tempt me.
Yeah, but they'll become like a vase or like a shed or something like that.
Actually, that's a really interesting question. What would get to them first, the pink mist or the spiders?
Pink
One of them
mist-
comes back alive, the other comes back decorative.
Stuff with demon. This stuff was showing.
Crucial,
We
as,
should probably sabotage the corpses and put the legs as a hat. first.
Guys,
As-
characters.
as you guys are approaching, Crucial will be like,
So serious campaign. Serious
we've-
campaign.
Sorry, skip ahead. You had established this. That's a map, not a clock.
You can see there's a series of spiraling stairs going up to the top of the tower now. It is cramped in here, by the way. It is not that much room. We're talking like a broom closet, a spacious one, but yeah.
Oh, it's like being back in the tank again. Yes, this is a map, not a tower, not a clock tower. But yes, I believe we should go up to the top. But yes, the city is out of alignment. And it's clearly not supposed to be. The green is good, the red is bad, as often is the way.
Tarek, why did you get an eye view? And
All right.
Clever people, why don't you join, see if there's anything you can figure out about the clock?
Mm-hmm. You
clock,
watch
map. Siblet, we got the door.
Watch your steps, they won't be stable.
Yes, you go first, Tarek. Find out which ones are working.
Just there's a little bit of glare for a very brief moment at that phrase. But Tarek will go up the stairs first.
Yes.
Because I want to, because you told me to.
I'm jealous because I wanted to.
Roll me an investigation, please, Tarek. As you are carefully inspecting the stairs to see which are valid and which ones aren't.
Yeah, carefully.
Carefully for you, not for the rest of us.
Yeah, you do manage to kind of pick your way up. You find the kind of platforms in the corners of the tower seem to be most robust. Everything else seems to be basically withering away, so it becomes something of like a hop and a step up rather than walking the steps. But
So it's like wood stairs, stone platform, wood stairs.
basically, yeah, but we're talking like maybe a foot wide stone stairs in this 10 foot by 10 foot room. It is not. It is narrow, right? But yeah, without too much trouble, you do manage to kind of climb your way up to the top, and it's only like a few floors up before you get to this top. And you see in the top there's this kind of very small plateau, and inside, at the center of this kind of small plateau, you see there is a small model plinth in the middle. Within the plinth, you see there is a series of very fine golden pipes just leading up to what you can see now as the sun kind of shines through it, each face of the tower around you. And you can see now the glow from each of them. You can see like it is like thin frosted glass that just kind of has this color showing through in this pattern. With the kind of the red at the center and kind of working out, and then kind of the one green section to one side.
Is there any way out of the top of the tower?
Actually, looking around, you do see the top does just kind of open up. It's just kind of a little, again, like the tank, the little
pillar.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Tarek will have a go at peeking his head out the top of that.
Can I ask, are all the four faces exactly the same?
You're not there. You don't know. Unless you're working
Can we
your way
not see it from... Yeah, I assumed you and Cruz were working their heading up.
in that case, everyone else can I get some dex checks, please?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Can we say that Tarek, on his way up, as he found the weak ones, he just like kicked them out?
Yeah, sure. That's why everyone else is doing dex checks.
Obvious.
I see.
Just standard dex check. Okay.
So acrobatics. To climb up, if you want to climb up.
Athletics?
I mean, either one,
this is
all
not
bad.
This is not a strength-based thing. This is you're trying to hop from place to place. It's definitely more acrobatics than athletics.
It's terrible regardless.
Nice.
Oh, wait, so it doesn't have disadvantage then?
No. Cruz is going up after, assuming Tarek has cleared the way. And is,
Yeah.
He just wants to get up there and see what's going on.
That's fair.
Kid's not going up, he's holding the door.
Okay, no worries. Can you give me a perception check?
Is that Trent?
I thought Siflet was staying downstairs as well.
No.
Okay, go back to that.
He came up.
So we'll do this one time. Tarek, you put your head through first. What are you doing?
He's looking to see what he can see, if he can see a way of... I guess he's looking for a way of getting towards the center as far as he can go, if he can see that far.
So,
like, avoiding the main streets.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, as you kind of pop your head back through the what's the word?
Cupola.
Cupola. Thank you. You put your head through the cupola. you kind of look around. You have a pretty good lay of this area, this section. To be honest, everything else is maybe like a couple of floors shorter than this. You see, as you're kind of looking around, you see, as I said, the pathway splits in kind of the 4 cardinal directions before you. The one on the map off to the east is the way leading further towards the center. And you can see this sort of similar width runway kind of goes down as the market eventually peters out and goes back into residential areas. And it encounters another outer ring of kind of walkways that does seem to be more densely residential. From there, you can see there's more kind of back alleys and ways to cut through before reaching this kind of vast firewall, for lack of a better term, maybe 300-400 meters away. Switching off to the left, you can see there is so on the north on this map. You can see the market stores again continue for a little way and then extends into like a green area, like park area almost. Further beyond that, you can see there are at least signs of furrows, if nothing growing. Maybe something was growing there, and then beyond that, there seems to be an attached building to this area. Maybe internalized farming of the area. You know, kind of on the outer rings, there was a lot of actual farmland, but here may have been more a societal project, like a allotment or something. And then stretching off to the other side, the south of this, leads back to the main thoroughfare. And again, some of the larger buildings that are scouting here, you can see now above the residential areas, there is what seems to be one very large square building that's up here, and one very large single-storied but very spacious flat, like roofed building, which may have been more of like a community hall or something along those lines. But both of those sort of line the main thoroughfare from here.
All right. Other than that, he might keep like a bit of a lower profile lookout to see if he can see anything approaching.
Sure. But as you do see a couple more of the carapace kind of multi-armed creatures approaching from the direction of the park and the furrowed land off to the north.
Cupola down and just like peeking through.
Sure. Where are we? And Chivik, that's what you hear, actually. As they are kind of approaching, you hear this kind of hissing cry in a language I don't think you speak. Just calling out across the market square.
Is it a language that any of us speak?
No. Not that I believe.
When you say calling out, is it similar to like the hissing motion we heard earlier, or is it more of a kind of shouting across a large room?
It's like a shout across a large room, but certainly it's kind of hissing in nature. It sounds like that's just the way in which they speak.
Yeah.
Like they innately have hiss-based language just based on their body structure. Yeah. But it does have syllables, and like there are things to it that would indicate it's a language rather than just an animalistic hiss.
Can I ask, because I think we fairly well established that nobody speaks Infernal, or at least nobody's admitting they speak in Infernal, but what about Abyssal?
Hey, does anyone speak Abyssal?
Oh, we're 50-50.
Roll a luck check for me.
Okay. What, just literally just roll D20, yeah?
High it's in your favour, low it's in not your favour. Yeah.
47. No.
Just.
Yeah. You hear in Abyssal a hissed voice, kind of just echoing. Actually, roll perception for me, Cruz.
Temptation Monster.
Is this coming from some distance?
Is to get one of the bodies just like stick their head out the clock tower and wave.
Just answer back like puppet it. Hello, everything is fine.
Yeah, so you will hear in Abyssal, Cruz, an echoing voice kind of rocketing through the market square. It says, What was I going to say?
Actually, come up with anything.
Yeah.
Hello? In Kivik's voice.
Fucking echo bears again.
Post! We heard noises! Stay just at us!
She's gonna. We may need to they're wondering what the guards are doing. They want us to state their status. I'm trying to say that with skills. State their status.
I say that after 10 beers.
Watch out with rough for skittles. I mean, I'm happy to communicate, but I don't think I would be that believable.
How many?
They're going to come looking. From what I can hear, two. Well, I heard one voice.
You heard one voice.
I heard one voice. I imagine, given
There's
that they
two
seem
of
to
them.
be into, that would probably be more realistic.
I thought there was two of them.
It was hard to tell because it was coming from some distance, but actually you see there are three of them as they're approaching now.
3 of them. Sorry.
Do you want me to try and
I thought it just kind of
bluff?
steps out from behind one of the trees over there.
Would you like me to try and bluff? Because
We
I feel
could-
like if we say nothing, it would be a bit more obvious.
We could take 3 if we lure them close.
Would you like me to try and draw them closer?
They're coming this way anyway.
Yeah, let's lure them to the door downstairs.
So Cruz is going to sort of shout out the door in her best abyssal.
Siblet will begin climbing down.
In her best abyssal.
Okay.
Really formal abyssal. Academically accurate. Post her noises at your status.
Doth thine mother know thy whereabouts?
Where is the drink?
Your mother smells elderberries.
Your mama. Noise at tower. Investigating now.
Roll performance.
With some hissing in. I mean, she's probably fairly good at the hissing bit. 'Cause she's
It is.
Oh yeah, no, the language is fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, the language is fine. Whether or not she
Chris
can pull it
Waddle.
off. Don't hold your breath,
Ooh.
everyone. Ooh, for once,
Yeah.
actually pulling off some charisma. I didn't study languages for nothing.
Yeah, you hear a very impressive, not just the same language that was called out, but almost emulating quite accurately the hissing of the creatures themselves. As this kind of shouts out across. There is a pause. You require assistance!
No, just broken beam. Stairs. Broken stairs. That was more Haley trying to think of something sensible on the fly.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Deception.
Oh god.
Tarek, as you're peeking at the top, you see these three guys standing at the edge of the market square they've came to, like they're kind of saying at the kind of the cross point, and you can hear the kind of back and forth. You see one look to the other, shrug, turn, and start walking the other way, and the other two follow.
I think they bought it.
Yes, well, I did spend a number of hours studying Abyssal, so at least it's paid off. You're welcome.
Very well done.
Well, at least now we understand. If we can understand them, that means we can potentially find out more than they know. I wonder if they be common. She's sort of muttering off to herself like one. Either way, that may work to our advantage if we can understand them.
Yeah, well, I think I've seen a route towards like the fire thing.
Very well.
Let's see what's up there first, please.
So, as you kind of have made your way up there, Cruz, you have a hell of a time getting up. Sylvia, you manage without too much trouble. Actually, you kind of find this pretty easy. It's not too bad for you, especially with your boots just kind of trailing off the activity of that. You find the jump is very straightforward. But eventually you get to the top. And Cruz, you can see this this kind of central pillar and kind of the golden pipes running off of it to the various faces of this tower. And you see the kind of like almost flatten and then feed into these faces as so, like there is something just flowing through. You can see now kind of these kind of very soft pulsing of light, just kind of almost like a tick, keeping the thing updated. This central pillar that has on it, by the way, you recognize now a small model of the city currently out of alignment, with the kind of central chimney in the top, and the 4 planes in various directions of disarray. So each of kind of the bowls, the concentric bowls within, all in different directions. And you can see now there is the very outer section that you're on is broken into 4 sections, each of which has one of these small towers on. And each of the towers, apart from... So that, and there's like a golden circle around one of the towers, just on this model.
It's like, you are here.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Each of the other 3 towers is lit up green. And the one that you are in is lit up red.
This is the one that's wrong. And she's going to pause for a second and be like, okay, let's just get the obvious out the way. She's going to see if she can adjust the model on the plinth, just in case. She can move it from there. Let's get the really obvious, easy way out that is blatantly not going to work, but tick that box. Make sure we've done it.
Roll strength check. Athletics.
It's like a little doohickey, is it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's maybe like palm sized, like half a coconut sized.
All right, let's all get ready to laugh at how badly this is not going to work.
Natural 20.
Laugh.
I'm sitting ready to laugh at his work.
Yeah, and
100 demons get catapulted into.
I just thought if this is like an easy like cheat code button that they put in, thinking, nah, they'll never think to try that.
We need to clear the city. Spin it.
Okay, you try and like, what are you doing? Just trying to force it into alignment.
She's just gonna see if they move to see if basically she's like, can I fix it from here?
As you try and push the everything to alignment, there is a soft as one of the chunks just flakes away. The device just basically breaks. You see around you, all the panels just go black.
Sorry, you would. And you can't. It's hard to tell with her face, but she kind of starts getting quite red and a little bit sheepish.
Just practice.
Thought we weren't
practice,
meant to be
it's
breaking
fine.
nothing.
You broke the chest. Don't start judging, Eward.
The chest contained the artifact, but yes, okay, fair enough.
You broke the city in the first place. On the scale of things, I'm still above you on this.
Children.
Okay, look, this is fine.
It's fine. Look, it may have worked. I thought it might have worked. I was wrong.
Why are you poking at it anyway?
Well, I mean, how else are we going to find out what it does if we don't poke at it? But I thought it's clearly a direct representation of the city. I was hoping perhaps maybe we could have adjusted it. You cannot, as we now know. But at least now we have a full diagram of the city. It's better than we were 10 minutes ago.
You can hear there is the sound of something scrabbling at the door below.
Spiders.
Say again, give it.
Kivix at the door, remember?
Yep. You hear this kind of thing, just kind of like desperately trying to get through the door. It is small and scuttly.
Kivik will crack open the door ajar.
Okay. As you crack open the door, you see there's a cluster of small spiders. These ones smaller than the other ones you're used to seeing. And more interestingly, you can see that where previously that one spider that tried to basically attack Tarek, help Tarek with the red bulb, like the abdomen. These you can see have that same sort of thing, but in a kind of more candelabra kind of style bulb, kind of longer and with a tapered end, and it's filled with blue fire. Just roils within the back and spins and like almost like you get those sparkly drinks, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the word.
Iridescent.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, sure. They kind of come in through the door. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and they kind of scutter in and start making their way up the side of the walls using the platforms, then up the walls and around, kind of underside, and then up the top. And a lot of you see this as you're up there now. This sort of like 4 or 5 spiders just kind of crawling over, kind of approaching this central pillar. If none of you are doing anything,
Tarek. She's just gonna
What?
leave them alone.
If they start trying to bite me, I'm gonna fucking smash them.
Actually, backhands one out of a window.
no. Yeah, if nothing else is happening, these guys will climb the pillar, and very similar to what you saw with the kind of the brass work that's repairing all that stuff. We'll start kind of reattaching these sections, but this is it's almost blinding as these guys are doing it. It's like they're always doing welding work. Yeah, basically. As this kind of bright flashes of like blue-white light just kind of sizzling as these sections of stone are reattached seamlessly for this chunk that you broke off. And it's kind of all built back into piece. And as the final piece comes back in, the 4 screens light back up. The device that had kind of aligned itself de-aligns itself back as it was. And sort of the sections light themselves up as well as appropriate. And the spiders start to scuttle off now with like less blue in the bum.
Is it the same blue fire as outside? Does it look like it's the same?
Roll perception.
Yep. She would have been trying to ascertain that whilst they were there.
Or Arcana, either or.
Oh, I would like to roll Arcana.
Different.
You know, well? Oh, I thought it would.
Yeah, it did not.
Nope.
Oh, there it goes.
Yes.
Yeah, at first glance, seems to be. Or very similar, if not. Yeah, as best you can tell.
Can she try and grab one with the flame?
Yeah, you can try. Roll.
This goes badly.
Roll me a grapple, I guess.
What's that? Just a dex check? I'm not exactly
Strength
versed in
check.
this. Oh my god!
It's a athletics check, is it?
Yeah,
Athletics, yeah.
Contest athletics, yeah.
Oh, good lord!
Well, these might not be that strong either.
They are tiny.
Yeah, she's just sort of trying to try pick it up whilst it's working.
You happen to pick up the one that lifts.
It is enough to scuttle out of your reach as it goes down, and you see as you kind of reach for it, this one move out of the way. 3 of the others stop moving, turn to you, and raise their front legs, and now are watching you very carefully.
She'll turn her hand around instead to more of a lat sort of gesture, like a kind of more friendly. Friendly. She just wants to see if the fire's going to hurt her, basically. So she wants to sort of poke it, see if anything happens.
They pay you no attention. They actively back away and head down the stairs.
Never mind.
They pay Tarek 5 gold.
Never mind. Okay, well, we have more information than we did. We know that this is the section that's out of alignment, but we still have no idea how we're supposed to get it back in alignment. I mean, clearly just pressing buttons aren't going to do it. I wonder. I think we need to. You said you found a way towards the next section. Perhaps we need to go and get a better idea of this flame.
What about this section out here?
And he points to the outer ring that's red.
That's where we are.
Is it?
Yeah, so you see the little orange circle. It's basically, like on a map where city maps, there's like, you are here. It's basically that. We're in the broken section.
Right.
So, which is why I believe there is the fire around here. I suspect between the other three, there's probably no fire.
And why don't
But I
we
don't
go
know
there?
Well, that's what I was saying. Perhaps that's where we need to try and traverse to another section, but I'm just concerned about the fire.
Well, a bit I can see from here gets us towards the middle.
Tarek, roll intelligence for me.
So I just saw that spider give.
Never mind. All good. Carry on. All seems to make sense. Yeah.
It's all fine.
Oh, yeah, I can get you towards the middle.
It's better than nothing.
Could Sivlet just, while everyone's talking, have a look at this dial?
Sure.
And just gently, he wants to put some fingers on top of it and try and twist.
You just did.
Roll sleight of hand.
Hmm.
Nice. Yeah. As you twist, you twisting the entire thing.
No, just the outer ring.
Okay. As you twist the outer ring, it does seemingly just move freely, as if it's like magnetized, but everything else internally moves with it. And as it rotates, it just kind of moves on the plinth. You realize it's kind of floating ever so slightly above the base. It just sort of moves as you're rotating it around, but nothing else moves with it. Well, nothing else happens as the entire model rotates freely. And you're kind of free to spin it, but everything moves in relative position.
For a new test, holding the outside, puts his fingers on the inner, or not the inner ring, but the next ring, and tries to gently turn that one.
You try and twist, and given your previous roll, we'll stick with that. You feel there is some resistance. You feel like if you go too hard on this, you may end up snapping it like Cruz did, rather than manipulating it in a meaningful way. It seems locked in place as a diorama rather than a tool.
Can Cruz spend some time just before they start heading down or doing whatever? Can Cruz spend some time trying to figure out where it's getting the information from to determine what this should look like? Because clearly there's some source of information. Can you ascertain? Because there's the pipes from this thing to the windows,
The screens.
correct?
Yep.
Oh, by the way, are they all the same? I can't remember.
All the screens are the same, yes. They show
Yeah,
the same
okay.
information on all four sides.
Yeah. So we know that the information goes from this thing to the screens, and obviously it's probably the source. Can we figure out where? Can she figure out where the information is coming to direct it to this?
There's nothing obvious on the
data
thing.
cable out the back.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, as you're kind of like really kind of taking this thing to pieces and well, visibly taking it to pieces and working out how it works, you see there is another pipe that runs parallel to one of the others, but where the other one runs along the floor and goes to the screens, this one splits off and goes through the floor. And you kind of follow it down, you realize it leads to the inside kind of corner of the building. As you're climbing, it's just kind of this one pipe running all the way down. And this pipe runs to the inside of this plinth that it's on. So you assume this is the other way, the other flow, if you will.
Yeah.
Whereas it's kind of going out and out. This is then coming into the model.
Yeah.
So this, as you look through, it kind of runs all the way down to the floor, and goes into the ground, and outside of the building, as best you can tell.
I don't suppose there's any convenient hatch into the sewers, because we haven't spent enough time in sewers as a party.
You haven't looked, but
Hmm.
it depends if you go outside to look. Right in here, you can't tell. There's nowhere in here that would
No.
run directly through.
Hmm.
And what, so his piece is broken? That's why it's red.
Yes. So the red pieces are the misaligned pieces. The green pieces are the ones that are in alignment. As you can see, the 3 inner pieces are fucked. And this piece is mostly fucked. Let me just make sure I got that right. Hold on.
Looks
Write it
alright
down.
to me.
Three rings out of alignment.
On the map section,
Mhm.
is there any indicator, aside from it being red, that there is anything else wrong with it?
Is there a little log or a readout or an error message?
Are there any lights on it that are brighter elsewhere, or is there a particular area that just seems to be radiating the red from?
Roll me investigation.
So that should not be the one doing this.
I mean, if you want to converse with Cruz and she can help you with it, perhaps, because she's way better at this stuff generally.
So having just done that, we'll sort of start talking to Cruz and.
Do you want me to roll as well, or do you want to give him inspiration? Advantage. What should she roll to? Because I get +10.
Yeah, Cruz, you roll as well.
Oh!
Oh, wait,
Cruz spends some time.
One job! One
Cruz is too
job!
busy finding that pipe.
Yeah, Cruz
Yeah.
is following pipes and waffling about how
Pipes.
smart she is.
Stand a
but yes,
Data is
no,
coming from here.
to be fair,
And if we can get into here, we can find the data.
this is enough for you, Siblet. So you do notice there are, as you study the outer ring more carefully, there's these little kind of pillars with the circle around it that indicate this is where you are. But there's also a small lump on each section in different places relative to the initial spike. And there's also kind of furrows on there as well, or at least a furrow. Between each of the sections, there's a kind of just a dividing line, but there is one particularly that looks much wider than the others between all the sections, and that is the edge between this quarter and the next quarter. And the little blip is right next to that furrow in this section.
So that's going to point this out both to Tarek and to Cruz. And Kivik if he's around.
Ewan's up there, I think.
Oh, and
Yeah.
you would, yeah.
You do it as well.
So this is like a little blip next to the dividing part. Okay.
Ja. Maybe
what?
something we should investigate.
Agreed.
Stick with this thing
Closer
for a bit.
towards the park, by any chance.
Sorry. No. So, as best you can tell, it is the other side of the park. It's back the way you came, basically. If you, to be fair, the distance you've travelled with your investigation check, you can work out this is probably the furrow may be indicative of the main walkway that you came through, like the large kind of thoroughfare.
Something wrong there, perhaps.
Is that near where we came in through off the lift?
Yes, yeah.
What about the lumpy bit?
That is the lumpy bit. It's along that main thoroughfare, apparently.
Then what about the dippy bit?
Yeah.
Imagine that's the blue flame.
Where's the furrow then? Is that the blue flame, or is that like?
No, sorry. The furrow is the
Divide.
the main road, the divide.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's me poorly explaining. I apologise.
So what's the actual lump?
Yeah, so what's a lumpy
at
bit?
the end, or
So the lump is sort of like halfway down the section, and it just appears to be a lump next to the dividing section. But the lump is different in a different place on each segment.
Certainly worth investigating. We need to head in that direction,
find
don't
out.
we? Yes. I also there's the pipe that goes down. It's feeding the information into here, and maybe worth just keeping an eye out to see if we can find out where the information is travelling from. There may be a central information point or something that can affect it. Either way, it's worth keeping an eye out.
Sivlet and Tarek, roll survival.
Oh shit.
Oh, come on, city boy. Let's see what you can do.
That'll do. Tarek, as this kind of information is feeding through to you and you sort of work out spatially what's going on, you wonder if the blip might correlate with that big flat building that you were seeing earlier next to the farther when you came in. If that is the main path leading towards the next ring, this would roughly spatially match up with that.
Earlier I saw this like big flat building. And looks like it'd be roughly there, where it's
The
like
town
lumpies.
hall library looking place.
Well,
That
that's
certainly
something
seems
to
like a
do with it.
sensible. That certainly seems like a sensible point. Should we head towards there then?
Yeah, hold on a sec.
He'll just crack the thing and see if he can. I don't know how big the buildings are from here. If I remember rightly, you said he could actually see that building from here.
Yeah, so from kind of the height you've got here, it's about 4 stories tall, and the rest of the buildings around here have been about 2 stories tall. So you see off in the kind of the distance and the back the way you've came, there is this kind of one protrusion near kind of the main road that is standing out like large and basically a block in and of itself.
Can you notice like a crack in the roofways that might indicate like alleyways that lead towards it, or
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
There's a bunch of different spaces between the roads that you could wend your way. The easiest way would be to follow the main road out of the market square and then back down to it. But that's obviously more exposed. But yeah. But there would be ways you could kind of wend through a few back alleys if you wanted to.
Right, and this like flat building, is it like closest to the fire?
It's closer to the fire. It's about halfway.
Closer. Ah, okay. Yeah, Tarek will like come back down and it's like,
Yeah, I think there's a way we can get there without being too obvious.
Mm.
So if I see it's doodling on the map. Let me.
Sorry, that was me attempting to do things, then realising I can't fucking delete any of it.
You're absolutely
I was
fine.
like,
Let me try and draw what you're seeing, basically, if that's of any use.
Oh, there we go. That's how I delete it. I shall delete my scrolls.
Where's my pen? There's my pen. So I'll do it in the top right-hand corner or something.
no, I've just noticed the demon wearing his legs as a hat.
I'm calling
Amazing.
him Legsy.
Oh, what? Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey! There you go. I'll screenshot it. It's in the notes now. It's official.
If they're a druid, they're thunder thighs.
Oh, God.
Captain Legs for a head.
It looks kind of like a little ant.
That's drawing's awful.
Action drawing.
I know, right? So you've got like the pillars roughly central in each of the sections. And then you've got like a blob somewhere on each section.
That's kind of how I was seeing it, like a proper little like power.
Yeah, basically. It's like right here, and then there's kind of this thoroughfare here is explicitly sort of marked off. That's kind of the idea. Wait. Cool.
Whilst all that was going on,
Sure.
Kevin would like to see what armaments do these chitinous demons have? Demons, devils? I don't know what he said were.
Don't know.
These
There is a term for them.
these-
Sure. So yeah, you're off to the stuff. They seem to have some trident-like things, like just big old forks with vicious-looking prongs made of black steel. They seem in pretty good nick. Certainly not kind of ancient weapons by any means, but vicious enough.
With Civlet's history, has he encountered these things before?
What history would that be, Sivlet?
Shut up, Cruz.
Maybe. Not in the numbers you're currently seeing, but certainly you may have encountered one or two of them. But yeah, it wouldn't have been in like. Go on.
Going to roll medicine to try and determine some weaknesses from these creatures.
Okay, go for it.
Part of what Killick is also going to be doing is like looking at their natural armor and seeing if there are any points like anywhere that might kind of be easier to flay. Given that obviously team upstairs have been, I imagine, have been there for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So mostly on your back, Kivik. So give me either investigation or medicine, and then Civet, you can have give me one each of investigation and medicine. Kivik, Civet, give me one medicine roll, and then we'll see what you get from each of those. Cool. Okay.
Sorry, what did you say for me, Alex?
So Kivik, give me an investigation and a medicine roll.
Investigation and medicine. Okay.
Just spending more time down here poking around.
That's up medicine. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Lucky 7. Right?
Sure. Lucky. Just roll 2 more.
Alright, I'm doing it.
You get 4 7s, you get everything.
Gone.
Nope.
No.
Swing and a miss. We've been getting a better ratio of ones so far.
Yeah.
Recently. It's not been as bad as it was a couple of weeks ago.
So you poke around. There's a lot of guts. There's a lot of blood. It kind of stings your hand a little bit when you rifle through. It's not very pleasant. You're looking at them and you kind of knock on them and go, "Yep, that's sure is armor." You kind of tear a chunk off and a bit of flesh kind of comes away with it. It's like, oh, it's attached.
I suppose one of the ways Kivik would be kind of going about is that kind of like testing, bashing, piercing, and then because his blade now naturally has radiant damage to it with improved smite, like is that more effective in breaking through and such? Like that's the way he would have been trying to kind of work through it, if that makes sense. Obviously, I appreciate with the rolls that might not be what he got, but that's how he was trying to work it.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. What are you using to do this experimentation?
He has a bag full of weapons. So for bludgeoning could have been like just with potentially punching it, for piercing with a dagger for obviously extra magical, so holy damage would have been using his regular sword. Okay,
so first of all, you can see that punching is doing really very little against it. It's knocking the armor, it's hitting it, but like you're hurting your fist more than you are the armor, from what you can tell. Regular dagger, again, you kind of go to stab and the oily slick sheen on the armor just kind of slides it off. It's not as effective as you'd hope. Like, it definitely doesn't bite in as much. But when you start using like your sword, you find that does bypass the sheen and kind of cuts through cleanly. So yeah, that's kind of the information you find. You're not really sure what it means from that, if it's just like the type of weapon you're using happens to be. And you haven't got the time to go the Fulgrim up, but certainly you do that. Civet, with that medicine roll, not fantastic, but not awful. You start to kind of examine with a more scientific eye the carapace itself, and you notice this kind of oily sheen that coats them. And as you sort of like scrape a little bit off and like rub it between your fingers, you can feel there is like an element of like a waxy protective layer there. It'll explain why the fireball certainly didn't hit that hard. And you wonder if it's like it kind of shimmers ever so slightly with like an arcane oil slick-esque feel. You wonder if any other kind of magical related effects may be easier deflected as a result. But you kind of arrived in time to see a Kivik pierce through this sort of chunk of armor with his rapier, and it kind of going through very, very easily. Well, it goes through easily.
Actually, would a religion check help?
I will allow you a religion check if you like. Both of you can do it if you
Sunday
like.
school?
15?
Yeah, Kib, you get
What
two.
is involved in Dwarf Sunday School?
Hangover remedies from
This-
Dwarven Sunday School.
A lot
This
of
is
real
rock.
wine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the
Bay
dog.
Rock.
Civil, I'm going to give you advantage given your history.
Mhm.
Sounds like a history roll to me.
Mhm.
Fair enough. Yes, so the things that have been said previously by Eward regarding his thoughts on these creatures and the planes they may have come from, things that have kind of been ruminating in your head for a while, and they sort of swim to the surface. A name comes to mind of Mesoloth. It is a creature known as a daemon, something between a demon and a devil, the neutral evil. That typically are extraplanar, don't typically exist on this plane. And from your knowledge, your kind of academia around this sort of creature, they tend to be, or they're purported to be, the playthings of both demons and devils. They are mercenaries for hire for other purposes. And they are used as kind of a front line. And these guys, specifically in that kind of hierarchy, are pretty low on the food chain, so to speak. They ain't all that. But there's a lot of them.
Standard
Standard
goons.
In Daemon terms, standard goons.
Standard goons.
Standard goons.
Okay. Cool. So that we'll relay that information to everyone.
Mm. Mm.
And then get ready to get a move.
So one thing that you have with that collision roll, one thing you have got to notice with that in mind, if they are the playthings of demons or devils, you have seen neither here, and no sign of either.
Knowing if he's told us
I
about
think
that.
he has. Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I thought you just said. Did you not?
No,
just
yeah,
say
I don't think he's blah, 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 blah.
No, no, no,
Carry
that's a different story. God, I lost my train of thought
And
there.
that's infernal. So,
The evening before, we had ascertained that it was probably Gehenna that
yes, the plane of
we've
neutral
been
evil, yes.
tortured a bit from. Can crews try and figure out if there's much of a connection there, or if
Between
she's trying to see
Mesoloth
how much
and
of-
Gehenna.
Yeah, she's trying to see how much of this is all connected. Like,
If Civ reports back, then yes, that will be. You don't need to roll for that. That's like Mesoloths are from the plane of neutral evil. They are from Gehenna. Typically,
Yeah.
they sit in the middle of the kind of battlegrounds of devils and demons.
So, yes, that's more evidence that this is linked to Gehenna. And again, that entity was very likely to be from there as well. Entities that offer gifts are more devil, I guess, than demon. It's not really something I study that much.
Demons won't offer much, to be fair.
No, I suspect this may
Devils will offer contracts.
Yes. And she'll give Sivlet a sort of like apologetic. Yeah.
Sivlet is paying absolutely no attention. He's getting ready to quite frankly, he's getting ready for when things go south and he gets to let loose and just start slaughtering.
She's gonna say in
Blood for the blood
dodgy,
god.
friggin' dwarvish. She's gonna try it. She's just gonna sort of pat him on the shoulder a bit and lean down a bit. Like, are you okay with this? Are you gonna be okay?
Sivlet is going to be very blunt and in common, turn to the rest of the party and say, when the blood starts flying, don't come after me.
Alright.
Over.
Hmm.
We have an objective,
We got a-
yes?
Yeah.
Let me move.
Hmm.
Okay. What are you doing?
Side-eyeing Sivlet like fucking.
Deferring to leader man over there.
What? No, you're the one taking. Oh, where we're going.
All right.
So what did you discover up there? You have a goal, yes?
Yeah, there's a flat building we kind of saw when we came in. We're heading back on ourselves over there.
Okay. That's where we go, that's where we go.
Think there's a way through, like, keeping us out of the, like, main streets. So it should be alright.
Alright. Sounds good. Say marching order.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're making your head for the big flat building. Can I get a group stealth check, please, as you leave and head in that direction?
Woohoo!
Every time. Reliable talent is great, but at the same time, disappointing.
Oh my god!
I've never been so disappointed to roll high.
I mean,
Bam.
there's only so much help you can give.
God does not want us to succeed.
Yeah. As you kind of bundle out, the door that you kind of creak open basically comes off at the hinge. The ravages of time just having worn the hinge flat, and the door just smashes on the floor ahead. You don't know who hurt. What are you doing?
Move.
You know there are people nearby.
Just move quickly.
Go.
Okay. You'll collectively run for one of the nearby alleyways, following Tarek's lead. Tarek, give me a quick survival check so you can think on your feet.
I'm gonna get so lost.
You dive what is a nearby alleyway that seems walkable, and you head down it, leading the way. It is maybe 5 foot wide at most. This is really between buildings right now, and it's a bit of a squeeze in places as you push through. Cruz, you do notice actually there are more kind of pipeways. Now you're looking for them. There are these sort of brass pipeways leading into certain houses and around, and like kind of much thicker ones running along the sides. And you do see these sort of brass circular holes on the floor, like grated, if you like. Not human size, but certainly maybe
Spider size?
a foot diameter. Yeah, you could do. There seems to be kind of these like little ports every so often. Tarek, it does take a little while. You do kind of run into a couple of dead ends, or you kind of go down an alleyway that just stops. You have to double back, and it's not a fantastic showing, but you do manage to wend your way through a couple of buildings, down some back alleys,
Garden
and eventually
hop a couple of times.
garden up a couple of times, very Shaun of the Dead style, and eventually arrive at the outskirts of this large flat building. And you can see now that you're here, there's kind of like much with the rest of the architecture, it's very like vaguely Art Deco, but also very purposeful, somewhere in between Art Deco and Brutalist. It's like very kind of sharp corners, sharp edges, and yet there's kind of these pillars here which are slightly decorative at the same time. Cruz, you and Eward will kind of exchange a look as you realize this looks vaguely familiar, not exactly familiar. It's not, as best you can tell, the place that you were led to before, but certainly it is evocative of the library that the pair of you have at least explored in your dreams. And yeah, you find yourself sneaking down the side of this building. Before you is the main thoroughfare of the town. Tarek still taking point?
I assume so.
As he reaches the building, he's like, "Well, we're here. Now what?"
Secure the inside.
For the purposes of openness and honesty, this looks very familiar. It may not be exactly the same building. Perhaps there are several of them, but this looks quite familiar to somewhere that I went in my dream, and I believe you did as well. We were shown,
Yes.
we were given information from a building very similar to this.
So what is it?
I mean, I only know what I know from the dream, which was a library, but if this is the entity that we've seen, perhaps it would just show us what we want to see. Obviously, it would show me a library. It may not be that at all, but as I said, spirit of honesty and openness. Just be careful.
Well, by the looks of things, are there other entrances?
As you're looking around, yeah, you can see there is a entrance from the rear. As you kind of do a brief perimeter check.
Oh, there's an entrance there. We could just go in.
Maybe carefully, if this has had some connotations to what both of you have seen.
We may be unlucky. It may actually be a library, in which case this would be a very good place to get some information.
Let's get off the streets at least.
She says with like a hopeful look in her eyes.
Tarek, you got the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarek will head up to the door and, well, first of all, see if it's locked.
It is locked.
Oh, it is locked. Yeah. He'll take out his jimmying stick.
It is.
And,
It's literally just a big stick, just a crowbar.
But at one point, Tarek did have a couple of crowbars, but he lost those. Oh no, he does still have a couple of crowbars. He must have bought them back.
Was that when you were in the sewers? Because I know you retrieved a load of stuff from there.
Could have been.
Coca get drunk.
Either that or he bought them back. Like, literally just bought them. But fuck it. Yeah, he's going to try and break it open with the crowbar. There's no subtlety here.
No, absolutely. Roll
They'll
athletics.
fix it. They'll fix it again anyway.
Crowbar gives me advantage on athletics.
Nice. Put to good use, I see. Yeah,
That's
without
a roll of a 3 and a 4.
without too much. Good lord, without too much difficulty. Yeah, the door. You kind of go in, you wrench, and the shattering of the fracturing of the stone and metal that's in it just kind of. It's unpleasant, and the majority of the door just sort of basically flakes away and drops into rubble as you shatter it, essentially. Inside is dark, but you do see... actually, you have low light vision, so you do see there are... What do you see from this angle? You see kind of a back little corridor splitting off into a T.
It'll give it basically a listen to see if there's anything like immediately in here.
Sure. Doesn't seem to be. As best you can tell. It seems quiet.
Alright, he'll wave everyone in before heading in himself.
Just before we go in, how close are we to the fire outside? Are we literally right on top of it, or are we?
No, you're maybe 200 meters away.
Yeah, so we're far enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. You go in, and yeah, as I said, you've got a little bit of a corridor, and then it splits off into a left and right path. Kind of the wall in front of you. You've got a room off to each side as well, and then beyond that, there's kind of a couple of doors dotting this wall in front of you as it splits left and right.
While Tarek is waiting for everyone else to catch up, you'll just try the doors left and right, just to see if they're locked.
Sure. They don't seem to be. And as you crack one open, you peer inside. It looks to be some kind of small office. There's a table there. There is kind of windows looking out.
And the other one?
Again, another small office. There are... there's another kind of small golden device on one of the desks as well. Relatively untouched here.
Tarek doesn't care too much about that.
You leave the doors open, or at least partially open. Cool. Okay.
So was that a yay or a no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just cracked open. He's sort of like opened it.
Oh, okay.
He's not bothered to close it fully, but it's shut-ish.
Okay.
If we won't have seen it, then she's not gonna. I'm not gonna say she'll look out for it, but if it's obvious, then she would probably try and go get it.
Depends. Roll perception. Yeah, you'll see something like just gold glinting in the doorway from the doorway, rather. So,
go and retrieve it.
This is little offices just here and here. Yeah, it's another another small sort of book-sized golden device, just sort of sat on the table. You can see there is a simple chair behind it as well, just kind of off kilter, like someone's pushed out of the way to stand up. The table itself
is end up being like audio devices from like Bioshock, isn't it? We're just going to be coming across all of these things.
She'll sort of hold it up to you and be like, familiar?
Yes, it matches the other one at least.
We definitely should investigate these further. They may actually serve some purpose that would be of benefit to us.
Well, you go left or right? Which way you want to go? Well, if you ain't going to pick one,
I was going to say, you bruisers are going to be the one taking the brunt of whatever damage we come across, so feel free to choose.
Tarek will pick the
She's
right
saying
one.
they're like not really that fussy, so we're busy looking at the book.
Okay.
This one.
Yeah, as you look down it, seems to be another brief corridor before taking a left turn.
Any other doors?
Just another couple of doors, and you can peer through them. And again, they seem to be just kind of small offices. Lots of actually, you'll find one of them is just kind of stacked full of what would even be like
Filing cabinets?
yes, but no. It's certainly something that looks like a series of the same sort of records, but anything that's here, as soon as you pick it up, it basically turns to dust. It's all very, very fragile. Looks like nothing is really entered.
Tarek isn't actually like going in to pick anything up. He's like just taking like a thing like a office.
Yeah,
office.
fair enough.
Nothing terribly interesting here. That, and he's checking for like danger or contacts, I guess.
That's fair enough.
It'll come down to like this corner here.
Yeah, and down here you will just see it kind of rounds the corner and comes to a doorway.
Yeah, back up and it's like dead end. I'll try the.
Was there a doorway at the end though?
There's a doorway at the end. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, like here is.
I thought that doorway was back into this office.
No. Sorry, these are just kind of the back rooms here.
Yeah, he'll try cracking that door just to
backwards.
see what's beyond it.
Okay, as you look through, roll stealthfully.
Come on, 17.
17. Let's find out.
The army of mimics that Alex has been planning since the start of the campaign.
It's the door just goes flowing straight up
The
Tarek's
door
arm.
icks the mimic.
I think it's just a library full of books that are mimics. Just to get
So-
those.
What you do see is
Mimic sanctuary.
a large hallway. Oop, back up. Stretching before you.
Very big.
You see there is a plinth here. Oop, God damn, my tablet not being close enough. Oop.
Oh, that's why it's so neat. I thought you were doing this by mouse. I was like, bloody hell, that's really neat.
No, I do my tablet, yeah.
No, that way makes way more sense.
And a series of kind of
Oh.
some Murlocs. You see a series of benches, basically in rows, leading back.
Hmm. Some
Does
kind of
this-
theatre?
Does this
Anything in
kid-
there?
Hang on. You
Turn
see...
us off.
Hang on. So you see a little podium here. And the 3 guys who've been standing around... give me the... There we go, right.
They're combined into one.
Keeping watch by the doorway. Hear the creak of the door.
Hmm.
And turn around to see you.
Mm-mm.
Oh, crap.
I done
Sorry.
fucked up.
Any other questions?
No, I think
Does
that clears everything up.
Does this match the
Like
layout
immediately.
of the building we Cruz and you saw in their dreams, or not?
No, not at all.
No.
This
No.
this is both smaller in scale and not decidedly a not a library. Best guess, maybe some kind of
Unholy church to devils?
you don't get that vibe from the regalia. Maybe the layout, but not necessarily.
It looks like a bit of a...
No,
if
I know a
Tarek
church
had the
when I see
time
one.
to go
alright.
back and report back, he was going to describe it as some kind of church.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know a church when I see one. I've been in enough of them.
So it's not really like only the fittings make it look like it. But yeah,
could be a
lecture hall is more the
lecture hall,
vibe for
yeah.
sure.
Tarek has seen more churches than lecture halls.
That is fair. That is very fair. But more to the point. There's also one of these little guys as well. That's fun for me. Yeah, one of these guys turns and spots you at the door.
He was like,
What'd you do?
this is awkward.
Sorry, wrong house.
Tarek will close the door and just yell, "Contact!"
All right.
Running!
Hey. Just
Um,
close the door and be like, just like walk away like, what?
Never happened. Didn't happen.
Just shut it, lock it.
So removal
Don't be funny about it.
turns, and can I get initiative rolls, please?
I shall try. 12's not bad. So, did any of these things look like the things we've been fighting earlier?
Yes, 3 of them do. One of them doesn't. You didn't really see much because it was going out of a pair of double doors leading out into the main thoroughfare, but certainly it seemed like one of them was standing with a large beast.
Ooh.
Thing to grapple.
So it's still. I mean, actually, let me double check this before I say anything.
Something to turn into paste.
What size are these bastards?
I'm
Yeah,
back
no,
on
it's
4
still
with the initiative.
it's still medium, so it's not like obscenely big, but certainly it is a lad. So as you are there looking at it from the rear, it is similarly kind of carapaced, but on only 4 limbs, on all 4s, with this kind of like snake-like tail leading down its back and almost like spine elements just kind of running down its middle back, like an exoskeleton. It's a bit gross. And as you see, as the others turn and they give kind of a yelp or a hiss of surprise, you see this thing's head turn too. Except there are no eyes. There are 4 sets of teeth and a long tongue that comes coiling out of the mouth that looks visibly barbed.
La, 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 la.
Blah, 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 blah.
Ever give you a spell compression?
Oh.
So
Little baby ones. I love
Yeah.
those things. They're so fucking cute. So fucking cute.
these. Oh god, both of these suck at this. Okay. Oh yeah, you were. I didn't realize, but you were definitely seen by these guys. I think that's perception on the fucking wares. Lad. Nope. Let's try that with a D. That's better.
Nah, try with a D.
If I just rolled 20, funnily enough, I just get 20. Let's try that again.
That's 20 for me.
Oh god, these guys can't react for bollocks. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we've got a cruise.
I'm actually Eventually.
And Cruz was there too. And
I mean, to be fair, she has a
there.
legit reason to be distracted, so, you know.
All right, let's add Eward on. Give him a big chunky 7.
Better than...
I mean, compared to everyone else, that is quite chunky.
It's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh crap, that's what I'm doing wrong.
Unless you pay attention, Cruz is like, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Ooh, what let's do? Let's do Kivik, top of the round. You've heard.
Yep.
Tarek.
Cool. So I heard contact, and then just fire to 30, and then just gonna move towards Tarek and drawing his blade and shield. Just be like, numbers. What can you say?
4 of them. 3 that we had, and a different one.
How far away?
Quite far.
Okay. Wait for the others. I burst to get attention. Take him out.
Yeah, it's pretty to scale. Ignore the terrible edges, but it's more or less to scale.
I'll use my last movement to get up as close as possible. Yep, that's Kivik.
Alrighty, Tarek.
He will ready an action to open the door and let everyone else through.
Okay. What's the trigger?
The trigger is when Kivik is ready to go.
Okay, fair enough.
Just say a word.
Understood.
All right, Siblet. You feel free to move yourself up the corridor a bit if you want to. 'Cause I'm guessing you're not standing at the doorway.
No, Civilet was sticking around the nerds.
Okay.
To make sure they didn't get, geeked.
Nerd paste. Fair
Don't geek the nerds. Less nerd ganking, please.
Civilet
They
will.
can do that enough on their own.
Civilet's going to attempt to underarm both of them.
Oh, not again!
And
Disrespect!
click his heels together and go for a jog.
Roll me athletics, and the DC is going to be high.
Really? How much do these guys weigh?
I mean,
Not much.
enough.
How often have you underarmed 2 people?
Yeah.
He's done it twice now.
I'm not a bodybuilder.
Fair.
However,
There will be a high AC. Don't worry. But if you've got to get strength 20, then you might be okay with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say, for the record, Cruz is 105 pounds.
Oh damn.
I'd say when wet, but, she ain't getting...
I know, DC of 25.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice!
You grab both bodies. Assuming people are willing, it's a little out of nowhere. But I'll allow it. Yeah.
I'll allow it. She will, but she'll just be like, she'll just sort of be like... It's
Yeah.
a bit warm.
Fair enough. Then please
Like,
move
how
yourselves.
often has Cruz been fire carried at this point?
It's true.
More than she wishes. And
There should
not
be a
in
montage of those.
Not in the way she wants to be.
I think I remember the first instance of that was the reverse cannon when running away in the swamps.
The literal
Yeah.
magic missile.
Yeah.
It's about where I am with the recreation notes, actually.
Oh, I ain't done that.
I'm
Sorry.
looking forward to that. oh shit! You're near the bit where Arik with the
Anyway,
Anyway.
yeah, low on time. Just keep focus. Cool. Anything else your turn, Siblet? Is it a bonus action to activate the heals?
Pardon, sorry?
Is it a bonus action to activate the heals, or is it free?
I believe it's a free action, actually.
Oh, nice.
It's literally just clicking heels together, so...
Yeah, fair play.
But no,
How
that'll
often
be
can you do it per day?
it. He has up to 10 minutes of usage.
Oh.
Oh, but you can split it over multiple. How do you stop it then? Do you click them again, or
Yeah.
like tap on, tap off?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the clapper.
Yeah. Tapper.
Very well. Anything else your turn?
No, I imagine picking them up and running with them was probably the entire turn for this one.
That's fair. Okay. Eward's turn. Eward will. I always forget everything he can do. No one's
Very
particularly hurt, are they? He can't do
Maybe.
stuff. You leave him alone.
No, I think we're all at full health.
Okay.
Yeah,
in
we're
which
all pretty
case,
good.
Eward is going to seeing that these guys. I don't think he can. Seeing that these guys could make things dark last time, he is going to ready in action to cast Fairy Fire when they come within range.
Nice.
It'll actually be useful this time as well.
He tries. So he will kind of move up around back here, ready for it. Doot. Their turn. You know what they're doing, so I will make it so. Oh, hang on. I've got to specifically select them because otherwise I'm selecting the entire fucking map. So
Move the
you
map. What?
and you and you. Nope, can't do it all at once. Fine. I will hide these guys for now.
Oh, where'd they go? Oh, they're off the initiative order. We obviously beat them.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, sure.
They ran away.
How far?
I like that. Just image of.
So you go. Actually, if I'm on that layer, can you see that?
Can't see what you're doing with them at the moment.
Wonderful, thank you. I wasn't sure with the measurement tool if you could see if I'm on the GM layer or not, so it's really handy. Cool.
Can't see shit.
Can't see shit. We ain't found shit.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Sure, there's not a bunch of people watching. Genuinely impressed.
I believe the word you're looking
Yeah?
for is doot.
Doot.
As they wait for the trigger for the door opening once again.
To close the
I do apologise.
I feel like my gimmick is being infringed upon with the door in our Sunday game. That it's become a thing. My character literally has a shield called the door because of how often she's essentially wielding a door. It's become a thing. But no, a coffin shield.
Oh.
There's reasons, but it's basically a door. I mean, literally a door from a train.
Oh, is this in the
The Sunday one,
sci-fi
yeah,
one?
Yeah, Spelljammer game. It was a silly joke in session 1 that went too far.
This guy will go. Yeah. Okay, cool. They will do things. Things will happen. Cruise.
Oh God! You guys have all gone. Are we actually able to fit in this corridor?
Sorry?
Are we actually able to fit in this corridor?
It's a tight squeeze. It is like 5 foot wide.
She's going to adjust herself back a bit.
Yeah, you and you can jostle and along with Civic because you kind of all around at the same time, so wherever's comfortable.
Well, I mean, she did try to jostle with you, but you didn't know.
I feel really sorry if any demon comes from the top.
Yeah, it'd be like, literally in like the death tunnel.
Turns the corner, sees Cruz, both fingers pointed up. Opens up with a 7th level Scorching Ray.
Or a 7th level magic missile.
No, not Scorching Ray. They're clearly mostly immune to fire. Until I get the next feat.
Not that you could see.
I did figure out that they did. Didn't I figure out they didn't hit him as much or not?
You saw it wasn't
that.
as effective.
Oh.
Okay, I did. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's vaguely public knowledge that the fireball wasn't that effective.
I feel like she's flung enough of them. She probably is a.
Yeah, certainly you'll have seen like the aftermath where it's like.
You should be more dead than that. You should be more dead. I don't know. It's hard to do anything because I don't really know what to do. She will. where's the thing on that now? No. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really want to sort of do anything right now.
Always hold.
Sort of, no, you know what? She's going to do something constructive. How tall is this corridor door?
10 feet tops.
10 feet tops. I won't do that yet. Yeah, no, she'll just nothing really she can do. She's just going to keep an eye down the corridor. If anything comes, then she'll just blast them with magic missile. Just go with magic missile down the corridor if you see anything.
Fair enough.
What level?
Kivik.
Oh, fuck's sake, I don't know off the top of my head. Second, third. Not
Third
doing
level,
seventh
okay.
level. Not doing seventh level yet.
I only ask because even if it doesn't go off, you still lose the spell.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alright, I'll mark it off anyway.
Kivik.
Kivik will grip his blade, and you'll recognise that it seems to be almost like permanently glowing with radiant energy now, which is something that you only used to do in certain points, but now seems to be like just constantly having this divine light to it. But he's just gonna helmet down, just gonna nod to Tarek.
Alright, he opens the door with his reaction.
Fair enough. You go. The door is swung open.
It's 15 feet in. Do I
Immediately into darkness.
Ah!
What does that have to do?
Just keep running forwards.
You make it 5 foot further forward, and you are immediately lashed as a tongue in the darkness comes.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah,
Magnifico
blah, blah,
runs
blah.
into the darkness. You just hear continuous wet slapping noises.
Not again. Not again.
It's something I often come across.
Kivik is going to get an education he didn't know he needed.
This guy is going to swing at you.
It's as noises Tarek wanted to hear in the dancing lights.
Oh my.
Oh, really? No.
Disgraceful. Alright. It's just the one attack, but you
Lovely.
will. Fucking.
You're welcome, viewers.
This one. Yeah, quite.
All
Just
five
watch the
of you.
drops off. Yeah, I think most of them are us as well.
Yeah, I think they're all us.
Lynette, are you still with us? Have you given up?
It's hard to tell. So, does a 24 hit?
24 is my AC.
Oof. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, not quite. Okay, cool. That's fine. So, you just take as you basically run into this thing, and you feel a crunch as two pairs of jaws in like top and bottom and side to side just cramp down on your leg as you go running past. And that is, oh good lord. Make sure I've got that right around everything. Yep, that's right. Okay, cool. Take 20 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
And you feel like this thing just kind of the sharpness just crunching almost through your armor as a million tiny needle pricks just kind of pierce and crunch and like really like almost tear the armor to pieces. It feels. That's its reaction to being run into. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm guessing I figured out where it is. But
You know where it is. It's still dark.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will take 2 swings. I assume at disadvantage.
A disadvantage, yes, please.
Fantastic. Just after the jump, I'm just gonna do the cliched hello poppet and
Double nat 20, here it comes.
Let's see.
lightsaber activate. Oh god, no, not with that.
Zoom.
14 to hit.
14 to hit. You're swinging wildly into the darkness. You feel it. Where you would normally strike a man, it whiffs through air. You would strike normally center mass. There is no center mass to hit.
Second strike, this time bring the rapier round for the defensive shield, +2 to my AC.
Okay.
17 to hit.
17. That's really unfortunate with the 30. 17. You're a little lower this time and go like more further down, and you feel yourself sinking into flesh. Not as hard a carapace as the thing you've just been testing, but still tough. But it does penetrate.
Oh, marvelous! Let's smite. Fiend or undead for damage sakes.
Fiend.
Oh damn! Okay, just get that extra D8. 24, 31 points of damage.
31 points of damage. Delicious.
Nice.
Go back on. 21 save.
31.
31, sorry.
Oh wait, let me double check. Wait.
24.
24, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 31. So 8 slashing, 7 radiant from the empowered divine smite, which is on all the time, and then 6
right, so 31.
Yeah.
Dope. Cool. Yeah. 31 points of damage for sure. As you expect to see the flash, but in this magical darkness, it's still you're trusting the feel rather than anything in particular. But it goes in, and there is a yelp in response.
Then for bonus action, now that my rapier is now kind of shielded as well, I'm just going to jump up and I'm just going to shield and rapier shield, try and bash it down as part of the shield bash maneuver.
Okay, contested athletics, I guess. Oh no, is it? What is it?
Yeah, contested athletics.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Shell action. Yeah.
Sure.
It's quite a big one though, so we'll see.
Your camera has frozen, Alex.
Booger.
Yeah.
Booga.
Well, there you go. Faces.
There
we
it
go.
goes.
Now, this thing is not trained in athletics. It is just a big demon doggo, so we'll see. Matches.
Damn. See it, perfect.
So you kind of bash it down and kind of you feel the elbows give a little bit, but like the broad table-like back just bends but stays vertical.
If possible, just kind of shout out, big beast in front of me, it's dark.
Yeah, as the rest of you go peering over and through.
The beast.
As you're peering through, your kind of supernatural visibility in this dark area, you see there is this wall of black just in front of the door, basically.
It'd be really useful if I had spell magic. That would be.
Tarek, what would you like to do?
I'll run forward and then bash into Kivik.
Yep.
Douche, doof. And then he'll just fuck it.
Sorry.
I know what you just told me, but he's going to try and get his way out of the darkness. So he'll hit you, go 5 feet further north, presumably trip over this thing.
Yes. So this is actually like a 6 foot high stage, essentially.
Bloody hell.
So you'll basically run face first into it.
All right, but I know what this thing is. I might be able to climb up onto it.
Yep, sure. Not too much difficulty. Yeah, for you, of course. You just leap yourself back onto it.
So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 squares of movement. 1, 2, 3. Depends 4. Whether the climbing up is difficult terrain or not.
I mean, we did say it's like 5 foot, so yeah, we'll call it 5 foot of movement. So just take 5 foot off climbing it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he'll bonus action dash out of the darkness.
As you do, you see. Hang on. These guys reappear and become more visible again.
I might not see that one. But I see the one right in front of me.
Okay. You see this guy turning to face you. He's already kind of like ready, waiting for you guys approaching. And you see this guy heading off towards the corridor.
Yeah. That's not going to be my problem.
Nope.
I will...
When you enter a space, he will get an attack because he held his action.
Yep.
So let me do that briefly.
I was going to reckless attack. I'll let you decide whether that's before or after.
I think because this is happening when you enter the space, You decide to reckless when you attack. So I'm going to say this isn't reckless on you right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a kind DM. I'll find out ways to get you.
Doubt. Doubt. I have
Does
a lack
15
of
hit?
limb that says otherwise. 15 does not hit.
You get away with it then. The trident that was ready waiting for you comes jabbing towards you, but it's slightly premature. You manage to dodge out of the way for it. Carry on.
Reckless attack. With the... Fuck it, with the slow death.
So many daggers to choose from.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh,
Ooh, I like that one.
you got it.
I did get it. That's a crit.
Oh,
Yeah. So 7 points of damage and 5d4 bleeding.
I can't remember how it works. Let's see if I can get... bear with me while I bring this up.
No problem. You kind of gash through the carapace, leaving a long, wicked tear through the chest plate. It starts seeping actively.
I get sneak attack as well.
There's no reason to, I don't think. Oh no, with reckless. So yes, advantage. So yes, it does.
What's his actual name again? Because I can't seem to find it in the things.
Oh, it's just slow
I know
down.
it's here somewhere.
What's no? What?
Oh, it's
Slow
the
death.
slow death. The
Yeah.
slow death. There we go.
The slow death? Yeah, sorry.
I'm looking under S.
It's called a the.
It's slow as in the gin.
However, on a critical, double damage is not rolled. Instead, the recipient takes an additional 44 bleed damage for 5 rounds.
Oh,
Cool. So
Nice.
I'll make a marker of 5 on that, and then roll me 44 bleed.
44.
44.
I also got the
44.
sneak attack. So
And
I'll
sneak
just
attack
do
as well,
that.
yeah.
Fucking nasty.
Nice. So it becomes 30 points of damage off the bat.
2 6s, 2 1s, and 4 to 3. But pretty average, actually. It's good.
Yeah.
And then roll 4d4.
10
I
points of
don't-
damage.
I don't know when the bleed damage is applied, so
I'm going to say when it happens and at the start of your turn.
okay.
So
So that
it's-
was 40 points of damage.
yeah,
on that
nice.
Nice.
You tear open this large gash across the center, and it just actively starts dripping of blood. The real brutality of the knife cutting in and tearing chunks away. Anything else your turn? Yeah.
That's it.
Cherry
Move,
tongues.
bonus action. We're done.
Cool. Still, you're up.
I guess Civlet will move into the darkness.
Okay. That's twice you've been knocked into the back of now while kind of fighting this thing, Kivik.
ah,
Which way you going?
wasn't me.
Civlet will in that case pivot around Kivik and make his attacks.
Go for it. Attacking with disadvantage, please.
Okay.
Sorry, right. The 19 does hit, yes. As you kind of swing wildly into the darkness. None of them failed enough. Cool, okay, so yeah. 16 points of bludgeoning damage. As you kind of eventually find your mark, and you hear kind of a crunch and a squeal. Still standing, definitely still standing, very much still standing. And there's kind of a active, like a hoarse growl, roar thing coming from a space quite close to the ground. It's unhappy.
Nope, that'll be it.
Cool. Okay. Hewitt. Can't see the targets to cast Fairy Fire. So his held action is wasted. Fuck.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah. It's like playing chess against myself. Instead.
And he's still losing.
Yeah. No kidding. You will. Ooh. I'm just going to double check something.
You would return to his demon form.
Yeah, he'll sprout wings, grow horns, turn very, very grey.
Acquire
Turn
things
into a pit demon? Was that the Baldur's Gate thing?
I think so.
Oh, do you mean the beginning ones?
Right, I've only ever played the second one through to conclusion.
Oh,
I
sorry.
think
The-
at that
the
point,
new one-
Balspawn,
the new one-
Balspawn, that was the one.
The new one opens up with what are they called, the proper
Oh no!
demon prince type fiends.
Fucking
I
perfect.
haven't
You
played
will
that.
cast
nice.
Spell Magic.
Yay!
And-
Got it.
Whoop. Yeah. Wipe the darkness away. Boop. And you can now see this kind of slathering beast at your feet. It is like a large dog, but the mouth is unnerving. It's like a large, like a sandworm, basically, with a giant spheric, cylindrical tongue erupting from this hole in its face. Clear barbs and long and winding. It is unpleasant.
I believe that will trigger a magic missile from Cruz. Because now you...
Yeah. She was holding until she saw somebody.
Okay, roll magic missile then.
Although she
Third
was, I
level.
think she was
Oh, sorry, don't roll
waiting
for it.
for the corridor.
Yeah, I
Up to you, yeah.
Oh, waiting up the corridor.
I'll leave it up to you if you want to wait for the corridor or if you want to wait for visibility. That's on you.
Let's go for it. Let's do the because she's no idea since it's come down the corridor. Yeah, we'll cast it on that dude.
What level?
Okay.
Doggy.
Third level.
Did it on
Where's that
third.
third,
Did it
yeah?
on third level. Yeah.
That's one of them.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I forget.
Is that 5 bolts? I forget.
It's 5
Yeah.
bolts. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Only one of them gets the empowered thing,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
but
only
you
one gets it.
rolled max on 3 of them. Holy shit. No, 4 of them.
That's what, 28.
Christ, at the bite, 24 plus 1, yeah. Good lord. 5, 10,
Yeah, only
15,
one of them
20,
gets-
plus the powered fire, 25, plus, 28. 28 points of magic damage. Does not seem to be resistant in any way to this. It seems to be go... And they hit firmly, snaking their way between Sivlet and Kivik, under Kivik's legs, around Sivlet's head just for show, and then come from all different directions. That becomes quick buffs, one of them. Cool. It's looking wounded now. It is not loving life, not gonna lie, but it is still standing. This thing seems a little bit hardier, more muscle to it than the other guys, if not the best armor. But it has certainly taken a decent chunk of damage. Eward,
Sure.
for his for Eward's part, he's going to edge back away past Cruz and head up the corridor, hissing his little pants on the way.
And you wonder why we mock him.
It's scary.
Dude is party bitch.
Big
He's
scary
a-
demon doggy. Yeah, this guy then will.
Should just said,
do?
don't go too far.
If you see what's down there,
Yes, I
he
shot it.
will.
To be honest, the only reason that Cruz is not pissing her pants is that there are 2 muscular men between her and the deck.
She's not. She's not afraid of them. She just doesn't want to be near them. She's not afraid of them.
You would
She's
be
fit.
misty stepping like a bitch if it was in your face.
She is.
If it was any closer to you, you would be misty stepping like a bitch.
All right. Let's
She is for
keep it
much
civil.
bigger and scarier things than
I'm
that.
gonna mow you all down anyway. Doesn't matter.
She would get misty stepped.
I
from
retract that
Tarek
statement.
so
I've had
she
a few
wasn't
beers.
tempted to kill it. She misty stepped from Tarek so she wasn't tempted to murder him.
Okay.
Sure, keep telling yourself that.
So
PvP outside of things.
there we go. Right. So sorry. Lots of stats to look up.
It's fun. I love it.
The tongue is going to
Blah, blah,
coil
blah.
around and try and
Whoa, 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 whoa.
explore Sivlet's armor.
Ooh.
with a 10 to hit, cannot find any accessible creases.
No tongue on the first date.
So it has to be like 8 to 10, apparently.
Sentinel reaction for trying to hit something that wasn't me.
Absolutely, slam it.
Regular attacks. I'm not in darkness now. God,
Slap that
16 to
appendage.
hit. I'm guessing 17 to AC.
Meets, hits.
Meets. Cool.
Yeah, nice. Meets.
18 points.
That's a firm. Yeah, 18 points.
18 points.
of
Very, very
damage.
nice. Well, let's not do measurement. There we go.
Doubling
18.
the radiant vulnerability.
It's not
Oh.
vulnerable to radiant damage.
Mm.
It's
No,
just regular
but
damage, I
it-
guess.
Becomes
Does your extra for it being a fiend only affect?
smite.
It's only
Smite?
smiting. This is like, although this is empowered smite is the ability, it's just an extra D8 to damage rolls, just flat
Okay.
out.
It is not looking too happy with all this business, honestly.
Oh, don't pick a fight with you don't
yeah.
want to win.
And then it's going to, turn its attention to the thing that's been stabbing at it and it had already nibbled the leg off, and try and go for another bite on Kivik. Okay, here's where it gets fun. It rolls a 26.
Yep.
Which hits you with a +2.
Yep.
So for 1, you feel this kind of pinching, bite again on your leg, going through. You take 18 points of piercing damage.
Mhm.
Now, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Danger sense?
Ooh.
You can't see it.
You can see it, so yeah, okay.
That's the double ones.
Ba-bam.
17.
Okay. That was very close. So, as this bite comes in, you kind of crunches down, you feel your armor start to pinch on your leg. And it hurts like fuck. Of course it does, you're used to this kind of combat thing. And then you realize it keeps pinching tighter and tighter. And you hear a kind of crumple as your armor starts to be broken through. You wrench your leg back just in time before the powerful jaws really go for a final crunch.
Oh, cool.
But there is a new fear now from this thing. You get the impression it could eat armor if it needed to.
Fucking hydraulic jaws.
Yeah, sincerely.
That's cool.
This fucking thing is so cool. Anyway, that's its turn. These guys,
Good Ribblies.
not too impressed at having the darkness dispelled. This fucker's gonna bring it back. Doot. 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 As you're plunged back into magical darkness.
No time.
Then he's going to scrabble over this direction, I think. This guy is going to... Yeah, fuck it. Sorry. This guy is going to cast, realize you're there, Tarek, take knowledge of you, and see the gaping wound in its chest. And then look past you at what's just been fighting the doggo and start casting its own thing as what isn't bathed in darkness start to just emit a gas, a yellowish, sickly fog
Oh no.
starts to
Get out
just
of
waft
there.
Down
out.
cloud kill.
Maybe.
Hmm.
It's all right. Give it a round or two. It'll be fine. As I do another 40 points of damage.
That's a very good point. And then it's just gonna. It knows it'll get hurt if it runs, so it's not stupid. As actually, this works out quite nicely. This one is then going to also plunge you into darkness, Tarek.
Fair.
Can't hit what you can't see.
Do you want to bet?
Yeah, fair.
What a bet?
Next turn, this is like, well, fuck.
That's a very good point. Yeah, it will fucking not do well next turn. Before fleeing.
Come on down there, you bastard.
There. See the pair of you, and ready as trident. And that'll be their go. Cruz, how would you like to flambe this fucker?
No, because the fuckers are fire resistant.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not disintegrate resistant.
No, they're not.
Yeah. I didn't pack that one.
Also, I'm aware of the time. We'll wrap up in the next 5 minutes.
Have they got armor on?
They are carapaced. They have the same armor they had on previously. There's no external armor that they can see.
Okay. No, there's two tactics I'm trying to decide between. Do I want to do something? Do I want to do something sneaky, or do I just want to blast the shit out of it? She's too clever. She's too upper and ass for her own good. This is not going to backfire, isn't it? She can talk to them because they speak Abyssal.
Yep.
So she is going to try and charm it and try and do charm person on it.
Yep.
See if it works. I don't know if they're counted as a humanoid.
No, these
humanoid.
aren't humanoids. They're not humanoids.
They're not humanoid.
Fiends. No.
Okay, never mind. I will take
Cruz,
that back.
Cruz would know that. Cruz would be
She
smart
would
to
know that. Yeah, she's smart. She's smarter than I am. Not fucking hard. Okay, never mind. I'll take that back then. Fuck it, blasty. She's gonna take away its weapon and cast heat metal on the trident.
That works. Sure.
Oh, for bro, that's bullshit.
That's unfortunate for 2d8. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So.
Oh crap.
It's not too bad.
Is there any save or anything for that for heat metal, or is it just
I don't believe so.
No, they do have to. They have to save
drop
a
it if he
con
wants
save.
to.
Yeah, it's a con save to stop
Okay.
themselves from dropping it. They have to.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Controlling wearing object takes
So
damage.
you only
from it,
take
succeed
they only
or
take
drop
damage
it.
if you.
Yeah. Okay, so they take the damage because it's on them. Any creature of physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell.
Casting it.
So it takes 6 points of damage.
It stays hot though. I can keep casting it.
It's true.
I'd forgotten what that thing could do at higher levels. Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's nasty.
Let's
Ask Tarek, he knows.
see if this.
She's
Okay.
cast it on the
So-
beer battered. The way he got beer battered.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So let me double check the thingy.
I have been updating the list,
okay.
by the way.
Yeah, I'm worried a few of those are from.
So, first of all, roll to see if darkness disappears. Roll privately, you know. Fuck these fucking Constitution saves. God damn. Darkness
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Second of all, roll to see if the weapon is dropped. As the surprise, even for like the very minimal damage, it takes 3 points of damage from that, but it's enough to kind of catch it by surprise. It's more like when you kind of drop a crisp on your toe or something. You're like, oh,
Ah.
it's a surprise of it rather than anything else. But it's enough to drop the darkness and the trident at its feet. Very effective. Nice work. Anything else, Chris?
She's going to look quite pleased with herself, as always. And just for a final thing, she's just going to gesture like sort of shoe gesture and try and shove it back into the wall behind it.
Sure. I'll give it a quick strength save, but where are we? Oh, actually, not awful chance.
Yeah, it's because it's based on.
No, fails. Slams into the wall behind.
So that takes move thingy behind us. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Cool.
just for the lulz.
All right. Kivik, can you give me?
Are we going through another round, or are we just?
Oh yeah, should we call it there? So it's bang on 11.
It's top of the round.
roll.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, let's save it there.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Good job, guys.
Nice. Awesome.
A few more combats this time round as you're working your way through the heavily infested city. Nice
Yeah.
work.
Heavily,
Good job.
You say. Invested, you say. Burly brawl, you say.
Don't fucking tell me. I will.
I'm curious to see how many sessions it takes us to get through here, because we're now 2 sessions into Abaeterno and we've walked down the road.
This is Damaran Square. Do you realise that, right?
Well, this is Abaeterno with extra combat.
Yeah. Dittold with extra
Abaeterno.
combat.
Yeah.
Dittold with extra. Yeah, with extra combat. Because there wasn't enough of that
Yeah, that's
in the sewers.
I mean, you're basically picking fights in the middle of friggin' Aldenera, to be fair. Like, this is... These guys are out to out for blood and out to kill you, so...
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
All right.
That was good.
Good game all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the stream
held up
stream
all-
happened.
Yeah, it held up alright.
Stream is still happening currently.
Oh,
But I think
Oh,
that
sure.
will be the end of that. So
Yep. Let's say goodbye to the
Yeah,
stream,
what's up?
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. To all the
ourselves.
pretty much the only ones watching it.
Yeah.
That's the re-upload.